Oh, hello. Welcome back, everyone. It's episode 8 of the Mid Week Hump. And I'm glad to be back. I had to take a week off, or we had to take a week off because I caught the COVIDs and needed to rest, recoup, and then just a bunch of other stuff too, because my wife had to take on fatherly responsibilities. And, so getting back in the swing of things. We're here, though. It doesn't matter. Episode 8, live. And as always, we have our lovely co-host, the local POW. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm still locked up in Twitter prison. Help.
Oh man, what did you do? Why you're still locked up?
You remember the episode we had with when Quarter Black was on?
Yeah.
The very next day they banned me.
Oh my god.
Because all I did was I answered someone's tweet. They said, "Well, if slurs are just words, then go ahead and say the word if that's the case." And I just said it. I said the word, the hard R. And then they reported me, obviously, and I got slapped for that. And they're like, "Well, you can delete the tweet and get your account back, get access to your account back." And I was like, "Why would I give you the satisfaction? Just get me out of here because I didn't do anything wrong. I answered a question."
So how long is your ban for then?
I have no idea.
Just indefinitely now.
Yeah, as of right now, it's indefinitely.
Oh man. Well, doesn't matter because you're here. We're doing the show.
Yep.
Horror Emirata is sick, so she is taking the night off. And our two guests tonight are just running a little late. That's fine. They're gonna be fashionably late. What's up, Trey? Good to see you, sir. Yeah, Sheep got yeeted big time.
I got super yeeted. They grabbed me by the back of my collar and was like, "You going to jail now, boy?" I was like, "No."
But yeah, our guests tonight, we're gonna have Mr. Gregory on and Nogreenrocks. And I'm super excited to sit down and chat with these guys. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on with like news, and some of the stuff I had planned I'm kind of pausing because I think there's some other more important things to talk about. Arkasul, great to see you. Great to see you. And Mr. Grant Gregory, yes, 15 to 20 minutes. Absolutely. Take your time, man. Get yourself situated. Grab yourself a hot cup of coffee because with a great beard comes great responsibility.
Always.
What's new with you, Sheep? How you doing, bro?
Been all right. I've been wearing it. Also, while we're in the back rooms talking about some stuff, I've been wearing a wrist brace for the past 2 weeks. Because 3 weeks ago, my wrist started hurting out of nowhere. Just woke up and it was just in pain, and I was like, it'll subside. And then a week later, it didn't subside, and I was like, fine, I'll go to the hospital. After the squid told me like 50 times to set up an appointment. So set up an appointment, and then now I'm wearing a wrist brace, and it's helped for the most part. At least keep my my wrist straight, so that I'm not constantly like contorting it into different angles to further injure it.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I have also been kind of taking a hiatus from my own show on my Twitch, mainly because there's a lot of things that are about to happen in the upcoming days. Like we're about to move back into the old place.
Okay.
Because they're pretty much done with all the renovating over there. So we're gonna move all that stuff there back to the house. Then we have to set up our Amarad and I are gonna set up our office and get things as situated as possible before we get back into the swing of things. But in the meantime, I've just been kind of I guess you could say like doing like sketches, doing a little bit of gaming, keeping these dogs from tearing this house apart. And I've been working on my tabletop RPG game as well. It's like working out different monster types and different classes and whatnot.
Awesome.
But yeah, other than that, and also I've been doing like poses, like 3D posing for my comic. I just haven't actually sat down and sketched anything out for them. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Well, let's say hello to everyone in the chat real quick. Arkasul, good to see you, my friend. And of course, Mr. Grant Gregory, who's going to be here shortly to join the panel. Starsan, hello, darling. How are you? And Amarada, of course, holding the chat down right now with her wrench. And I believe I said hi to Trey, but good to see you again, Trey. And Darkopter, welcome in. Guys, it's going to be a good show. I like to think so. I like to think that we cover some really good stuff each
Listen,
week.
this show is going to be all dudes, right? It's going to be me. It's going to be you. It's going to be Green Rocks. We're going to show up. We're going to show out, and we're going to, for a lack of better terms, make things worse than they actually are because we're men. That's what we do.
Right.
Then we'll fix it through idiocy.
Yep. Lots of dude sweat. Lots of toxic masculinity. Exactly. It just has to happen. Yep.
All the time.
I was talking to a friend today about the current state of like Hollywood and storytelling, comics, whatever. And I was just
I've also been following the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial.
Dude, how fuck that show, that I want to say that show because that's what it feels like.
It really is a show. It really is just a spectacle. It's great to watch.
Well, because here's the thing, like you have Johnny Depp and his counsel, which seems so prepared every day. They go out there, they don't slip up, you know. And then Heard's team comes on, and you're just like, what is happening? Like, that's why I watch Rekieta because he's just on it, man. They're on top. It
really is. It really is. I have to say, in situations like this, there are a couple names that definitely deserve that praise, such as Flash, who's been in the trenches, that Umbrella guy who's been in the trenches since the very beginning. Mm-hmm. You have Nick, obviously, who's not shy of covering these kind of things.
Right.
And there's all other kinds of law tubers out there that like they just been sticking close to this and just kind of like, you know, dishing out the actual information, not like, you know, those bullshit ass articles that pop up on my phone every morning. Amber Heard's witness testifies that Johnny Depp did this, and it's like, did y'all even watch the court the testimonies, like the trial or anything like that? Did y'all see any of the witnesses?
Yeah,
because as it stands from where I am, is like, you know, you're looking at Johnny's team. They're kind of like they're moving in strides, and Amber's team is just floundering. It's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, it's like watching someone slowly drown is what I say. Like, I don't at this point, I don't know. I feel like they're just there because they have to be. They're like obligated to be there at this point.
No, that's the funny thing about it. It's like, and one thing that a lot of people have to realize when it comes to court cases, doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Like plaintiff, defendant doesn't matter because lawyers always win. Mm-hmm. So like, you know, Rottenborn and what was her name? Elaine. Like they can go ahead and try their best to scoop a dub out of nowhere for Amber. But at the end of the day, they're going to walk away with money, and Amber is going to walk away with, like, you know, the less on her plate to eat. That's kind of her fault, personally.
Yeah. Yeah. This following this is like watching a long drawn out, like Jussie Smollett trial. Like it almost seems as embarrassing at times where you're like, dude, you're like you lied, you're making shit up, you're over exaggerating, you're like posing for photos, like, you know, like you're selling these videos to TMZ, like you're screwing up at every turn, you're being exposed at every turn, like, and this is like, this just does horrible things to the actual like Me Too movement, you know.
Exactly.
You know, whether it's male or woman, like, you know, people should be exposing their abusers, but like when you outright lie and try and like take someone down, like, not a good look. And like I said, you're hurting the actual victims out there.
Right. Like, and it's funny. I was talking with Mama Amarada. Shouts out to her too. Like I was talking with her about this, and like she makes a good point as well. Is like there's like a lot of people, you know, they see the show, obviously the shit show that's happening, but a lot of people also miss the underlying message of what this all is. There's like it's multiple layers to all of this as well. It's like you have, you know, victims of domestic abuse that like, you know, this is important to them. You have victims of you know, the Me Too movement who actually have been through some horrible shit, and they have to this means something to them as well. You have the male victims who don't actually get their word out, and they just pretty much, for a lack of better terms, get raped in divorce court and all kinds of like family court and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And this means something for them as well. Like this is a landmark kind of a landmark case, all nice, neatly wrapped up in the shittiest packaging of all time. But
Right.
at the end of it all, that like it means something. That's why, you know, it's kind of like the Rittenhouse trial. Like ultimately, when it boils down, it was a kid who defended himself. But it's the fact that he needed to defend himself, or otherwise he would have been another nameless death. And
You cut out there
all
for
for
a
the
second.
sake of like a lack of,
Oh, you cut out for a second. So I thought you
Sorry.
stopped. No, you're good.
No, I was saying, like it's kind of like, you know, the Rittenhouse trial where like it's a kid who just pretty much defended himself, but
Right.
like underneath it all, it's what it means is like people have the right to self-preservation. This kid defended himself from 3 people who were not afraid to kill him.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, I think this is an important trial. I'm of 2 minds about the Heard Depp trial. And it's like, one is like, it's a giant distraction that people should like take in small doses, but it's also important because you have someone like Johnny Depp, very, very high profile celebrity who has this nutcase of an ex, you know, and it seems like from where I sit, the relationship was toxic on both sides. They both made stupid mistakes, but she seemed to be a little bit more deranged, or a lot more deranged, you know, in this case. So this is an important case. Like I don't know if I would necessarily say it's landmark, but it's certainly very important to the culture today and what it means to be truthful about your, you know, about your abuse. And also as a man, don't be afraid to take this to the next level, and, you know, stand up for yourself, because it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I get what you
there's plenty of male victims out there, and they need to be able to come forward too. And I'm sure this is, you know, I'm sure to some extent Depp is thinking like, fuck, like this is a bit of an ego hit, you know, like he doesn't want to be sitting there like rehashing all this stuff that he knows he made mistakes, but you know, everything he went through, I'm sure it's somewhat traumatizing for him.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like it had Johnny not said anything or even spoke up or anything like that, he'd still be married to Amber Heard. He'd probably have all his fingers back at this point. But like, you know, he'd still be probably getting hit, or not punched, but hit or something like that. Probably finding more teacup sized dog turds in his bed left and right, and a whole bunch of other like crazy stuff. Like it and not even just Johnny Depp, but the same thing. If Will Smith, if his relationship wasn't put on blast or anything like that, it'd just be, oh well, you know, they're just the nicest people. They're you know, the power couple of Hollywood, even though Jada Pinkett Smith hasn't done anything of any level of relevance in like her whole career. And like no one would know that Will is going through all of this emotional abuse. No one would know that Johnny Depp is going through all this emotional abuse. Same thing with Vic Mignogna and, like, you know, so many others like them, if they never actually came out and did something about it. If you don't do anything about it, nothing will change for you.
Right. Oh God. We're still trying to figure out the sensitivity of Nightbot. Is it Nightbot?
I think Nightbot is sensitive because we opened heavy. We opened heavy. It's like, hey, how's it going? This is what I've been doing for the weekend. Now, about abuse.
Yeah, right. And Silver wants to pray, and it's like, no, too much. See, and I even turned off excess symbols. Okay, well, I'll just there you go, Silver. Sorry about that. I feel bad.
It's all right. I'm sure he's fine. He's fine. He's a good guy.
I love Silver. I love everyone. Thank you guys for showing up tonight. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Yes, and make sure we send out some love to our sick co-host Emerada, guys. Make sure she's under the weather. But yeah, so this trial's been interesting. But it has been. It's definitely, you know, I'll agree. It's important for people to pay attention to what's going on, and especially in like hearing someone like Amber Heard speak. Like, we need to hear these crazy people because we need to know how to weed them out.
Right.
And we need to be able to hear Depp's side of the story. There's one thing the past couple of years have shown us, starting with the Brett Kavanaugh hearings and now this, it's really easy for people to lay accusations at these men's feet. And then all of a sudden everyone, is like, oh my God, can you believe this person did this? And they did this. And it's like, well, okay, we heard it, but now we have to find some way to substantiate that. Is it exactly what happened? We can't just believe everything that comes down the pipe. I'm sure there's validity to some of it, just like there is some validity to what Amber has said. But she's very obviously, at least in my opinion, stretched the facts and even projected a little bit.
Stretched? So. She didn't stretch the facts. She didn't stretch the facts at all. She's like, there's no such thing as stretching when it comes to Amber Heard. It's like you start at the edge of the creation and you start at the other, you end at the other edge of creation. That is a crazy broad, for a lack of better term. She is stone cold nuck futz. Good grief, this woman. But it's my whole thing with this whole trial is barring all of the heavy connotations behind all of it. It's just been funny because the entirety of, I guess, Heard's teams, their attack has just been, well, Johnny can fly off the hinges when he's on drugs or something like that, right? And it's it's possible, but that doesn't guarantee that anything has happened. So for most of the trial, it's just been, hey, Johnny, were you in the right frame of mind when this event went down? Were you on some drugs? Were you drunk? Were you high? And it's he's a Hollywood guy. Of course he's on this shit. Why does it matter? Right. Did he hit them? And everybody on Johnny's team is just no, he hasn't hit anybody. I don't know him to be a violent person in that or physically violent person in that manner. He's always been this sweet guy. He's always been this artistic, creative, a very charismatic person. He knows how to draw a crowd, this, that, and the other. It's just I don't know, not just Johnny's team, but or not just the witnesses that Johnny brings in, but there's also, people that Amber brings in. Whenever cross-exam happens, they're just yeah, no, it didn't exactly unfold the way that it's being mentioned. It's ooh, well, that's another point for Johnny there.
Right.
Sorry, Amber. You're going to have to keep that sour face a little while longer.
At first I'll say I was nervous for how Johnny Depp was approaching everything, because every time he gets on the stand, and even as he's with at the council table, he's smiling and laughing a bit. Mm-hmm. And he was even getting a little snippy with answering some of the questions. And I'm like, dude, you got to be careful. Everyone knows you're super famous and you're Johnny Depp. And I was so at first I thought this was going to work against him. And the Heard's team has just dropped the ball so many times. I'm it doesn't even matter at this point. I think even the judges sitting there let's just get this the fuck over with.
At all. Yeah, no, there was actually the judge made a joke with him earlier because I think it was yesterday. He had accidentally, or not. I think it was yesterday. It was one of the days he did his testimony. He accidentally knocked over the mic and I think he broke it. So when they broke for lunch, she was like, please try not to break anything on the way out. It's just it's a nice little light jab, and it's at least the judge knows that at the end of it all, we're all just people. We're just here for this business, but. Outside of this, we all gonna go down to that hot dog kiosk and get one of those gross ass hot dogs because they don't know how to do a loaded hot dog correctly. But hey, it is what it is.
Oh shit! Sorry, I gotta let the hair down, guys. You know what? It's time. It's Aquaman time.
I get it.
Go. I did want to the Heard stuff. Yeah. So was it today he took the stand and he basically called her crazy?
It's insane, absolutely insane.
Yeah, well, and, because this is one of those times you got to look at the trial, and this is about Johnny Depp, right? This is his thing. a defamation suit, and he obviously experienced some stuff. So listening to her like officially tell this story in front of the world essentially is now like he's probably like, I mean, you could see it on his face when he's talking, or some witnesses up there, and he's like, what, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's just all over his face. So
it's funny because one of the last statements he said to Amber before the trial even started is you'll never see my eyes again, and he's held to that. Like, he's never looked her in the eye once.
Oh no,
especially since this trial started.
Yep, I've definitely noticed that, and God bless him. He's fucking
right. Right. This man is convicted, and like or he's got convictions, but like as soon as Amber's sister took the stand, like, he took his shades off and looked her directly in the face. I was just like, there you go. That's how you do it. You make a fucking stand right here. Oh man, it's just been one hell of a ride.
Yeah, it really has. So, and I think tomorrow they have one more witness and closing arguments on Friday. So
Correct.
it'll be interesting to see what happens.
I will say that, like, some of their shorter, some of the witnesses they've had for shorter amounts of times, the more like the famous people, like Kate Moss came in and was like, he never hit me while we were dating.
Yep.
I'm forgetting the one other lady who came in. I'm forgetting her name, but like, she came in and was like, he's not thrown, but tossed a wine bottle, and it was like, it was like kind of an argument, not with me and him, but it was him and someone else, and he tossed the wine bottle. It didn't break anything or anything like that, but he tossed it.
Right.
It was like, but he's never been violent otherwise. I love that Walter Amada came out and was just like, yeah, no, we cut Amber not because of this trial, but because there was no on-screen or off-screen chemistry between her and Jason Momoa. It just didn't work. It is what it is. He's like, damn, Amber, just pack it up, go home.
Right.
Don't even show up tomorrow and the day after. Just don't.
And I love too that even Johnny at one point, I think, without even saying it, I think he said something about like, how do you think she got Aquaman?
Oh boy, yeah.
We are finally ready to introduce our wonderful guest of honor, one of our guests of honor tonight, Mr. Grant Gregory.
G'day everyone. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hello.
Good. I didn't realize I'd be on stream with Jason Momoa.
Right.
Right.
Hello from the land down under and from the land up over.
You just call me Aqua Uncle.
Uncle man.
Uncle.
It's because I got the beer gut, not quite the 6-pack that he has.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But I'm getting there.
How you feeling now, Chief? You over the unknown virus from unknown origins?
Yeah, I'm feeling feeling better.
Let's not lie, it's from Wuhan.
Can we say that on YouTube?
I have no idea, but you can say
I have
Wuhan.
no idea what I can say on your channel, so that's why I said that.
No, it's I mean, we're not that big. We're
I won't drop
working
the
our
hard
way up.
R. I mean, I know there's history there. So.
Oh yeah, no, you drop the hard R, you end up like me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe the hard H. Maybe. See, good.
There you go.
But yeah, Mr. Grant Gregory, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us, tell the chat a little bit about yourself, what you're up to.
Yeah, my name is Mr. Grant Gregory. I do videos and make edits for different people, and yeah, I like to take the piss out of people when I get the chance. I think it's all fun. Everyone takes everything just a little bit too serious in life, and yeah, I've been a huge fan of horror Marauders for a while. And yeah, she was kind enough to give me my very first ever super chat. So yeah, and we talked about doing some stuff together on stream, and different things didn't work out, and finally everything lined up, and then she went and got sick.
I know, right? How dare she get you on here, and then she's like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm sick.
Yeah.
She's got the Eldritch Wu flu.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that's what I do. I just get on streams, talk to people, make fun of people when I can, and hopefully get it in return. And yeah,
that's what I'm still waiting for that. Like, because I love Twitter. I think it's like one of the best places on the internet, and I love, as you say, taking the piss out of people, and sometimes headbutting people on there as best I can. because there's so much stupid on there. I really have come to enjoy the parody accounts that exist out there. But they're really, really hard to like tell at this point.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta go to.
And I've retweeted it or I've shared, sort of thing, commented on it, and someone said it's a parody account. And I'm like, how can you tell? And then you go through, and then it only started doing it about 4 weeks ago, and you're like, oh damn, all right, yeah. So then you're like, do I leave it up there as a reminder to myself to not fall for it, or do I get rid of it?
Right. And we got our next guest on here. Yeah, you guys are like perfect timing, coming in right after one another. But straight from the Legion of Memers, Nogreenrocks. How we doing, sir?
Hey there, how you guys doing today?
Just living the dream, man. The whole show was ruined. Luckily, you got here just in time. We're able to hold the viewers, and I think we'll be okay now. Welcome, man.
I'm gonna get a bunch of Gary memes coming in later on, I bet you. On the plus side, guess who dropped his phone getting out of the car?
Oh no!
Nice. No case?
I have a case. It just I didn't have the protective glass or whatever.
Oh, yep.
It's destined for that shit. It's like the Death Star. It functions perfectly, but there's an exhaust hole that if you shoot just right, it'll blow the whole thing up.
So I don't like those. I don't like those.
Flat on the cement, and you're like, "Oh, yeah. Please God, please!"
Yep.
Schrodinger's geography.
Like
there's a rock there.
I don't like those big, like clunky cases, like the Otter boxes and stuff. So I just have the one that's just it like covers like the outside. But yeah, and I left the plastic part on the screen. Yeah. But just like you, like almost every time I get a phone, like a new one, it drops like flat on the concrete, and it always like gets the corner barely, and it like spider webs it, and it's like, no, fuck me, right?
It's like toast, and when you got the butter side, it'll always land the butter side down.
Always butter side down every time.
Picking the hair out of it, like, oh fuck, I guess I gotta eat this now.
The easiest way around that though is just to tie the toast butter side up, but tie the bread side down to the back of a cat, so it'll never hit the ground.
Or if you just want a bit of fun, butter the back of the cat and see what happens, and then drop it.
There you go. Perpetual motion, you created infinite energy.
You guys,
Schrodinger's engine, that'd be awesome.
Oh, love it.
Yo, shout out to the Legion of Memers, yo. Just real quick, I'm making an intro for us for Friday Night Tights, and it is going to be absolute fire. So keep your eye out for that. I'm freaking excited for that, man. I mean, I don't know how to do it in that broken phone, but we'll see.
I believe.
Where there's a will, there's a way, my friend.
This is true. So I think this is a perfect time because I saw this article this week, and having you guys on and commenting on it will be good. But let me share so you guys can see as well. It just always cracks me up when stuff like this comes out. Where is it? This one. Nope, that's the wrong one.
Yep, you're like Gary with long hair.
Right? I'm like Gary with long hair and handsome.
Damn.
Gary's
Gary's handsome.
Oh, Gary's gonna be hurt that one, man.
So this was kind of funny. It made me laugh. YouTube CEO says platform preparing for abortion misinformation.
Uh-oh. It sounds a lot like
side? Is it their side or like?
No, of course not.
Oh, I see.
Have you met Susan?
Right. Yeah.
What side?
Susan is one of those women that doesn't know accountability. I said one of those women, by the way, for people who like to go around and call misogyny. Go ahead. I don't care. I'm gonna say it. One of those women.
I assumed you were a misogynist. That's the only reason why I came on stream.
Oh, right. Yeah. All right. Well, then you're in the right place.
My man.
So yeah, I thought this was interesting because we all know how it all happened with misinformation surrounding unknown virus from unknown origin, right? And this seems like more of the same, where they're and one thing that stuck out the most for me, let me of course see if I can find it. I tweeted it out, but it was this right here, and this drives me absolutely insane. My stance is that women should have a choice when they become a mother, and I believe that reproductive rights are human rights. That is my personal view. So you already know where the misinformation thing is going.
Well, here's the thing. So based on what she's saying then, she only believes that you can get an abortion once you've already become a mother. Because she says my stance is when they have become a mother. So before they become a mother, she's for abortion.
Wait, is a mother a mother until she gives birth, though?
Well, no, I mean, I would say,
I mean, I can see wording it.
Yeah, it is a weird way of wording. I agree. Because I believe that, as soon as you're pregnant, you're a mother, in my opinion.
Okay, so, but then they take out their child. Then they're not. The logic just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we need to know where she stands on that. So if she says from the time of conception they are technically classified as a mother, then the only way you can be a mother is if you have a child. So then if you get that fetus aborted, then you are killing a child. Is that what she's saying with that? Is this her low key way of saying, I'm not actually for it?
Right.
I see what you're saying.
I've got to try and put a bit of word salad on it. So,
but I get the feeling, she's too like matter of fact with her words. In my opinion, what she's saying, and like most people have been saying this whole time, is that the only choice or decision they want over their bodies is once there's another body inside of it. No one wants to take responsibility for what happens beforehand, and that's like my biggest thing. And she says she's running a company.
It's the guy's problem.
What's that?
Mm-hmm. Because then it starts off as the guy's problem, right? And then she has to deal with his consequences, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it's worded. That's what I get out of it anyway.
Yeah. It's just this stuff just troubles me because, again, she's taken her view and is likely going to impose that as like the overall thing, and I don't know.
And this is an international platform too. No, it's complicated enough when you just in the States you have it from state to state, different rules and different regulations. Now you're going to have someone do this on a global scale, or is it going to be different? Like, say for instance, if we have a certain law here in Australia. And France has a different one, which is also different to what the United States has. What rule is she going to enforce? Right.
This was the big issue with Twitter back when Tim Pool was on Joe Rogan talking with him. He's like, so what law? Tim Pool is basically saying, what laws are you going to enforce? As far as like free speech goes, because you can't say whatever you want in one country. Here, you're supposed to be able to do that. So yeah, it just becomes like, I'm sure we're going to hear it's a private company speech.
Which, if in my honest opinion, like, it's funny, these people, they always have like the worst arguments. It's like, it's impossible for them to have like an honest discussion where they may be wrong about something. Like,
I think it's because they're coming from a dishonest standpoint.
Hold on. Okay. Yeah, it's a private company, but then, Elon messes around and buys Twitter, and it's like, oh, he shouldn't have that much control, but it's a private company. You can't go back on your word now, and it's with these type of people, like, as long as they hold some level of like leverage, they will hold that leverage and not hold themselves to the same standards that they expect you to be at.
Yeah, well, when Bezos bought Washington Post and all those other forms of media that were essentially monopolized, they all ran articles saying it's a great thing. You finally got someone who's going to be able to champion it.
Right.
Yet, as soon as someone that they disagree with, which has only happened recently, they used to love him. Don't forget that. Like, Musk was their poster boy 18 months ago.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He even said the targeted attacks were coming for him in the next few weeks, did he not? I think he tweeted it out at some point.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, it was last week, I think.
And he was right, like 2 days later it happened.
Yeah, well, he's I don't know, in the eyes of, like, at least myself, I can't speak for everyone here, but like he's speaking up in ways that like we know is right, and he's saying the things that we know. Or sorry, again, I don't mean to speak for you guys, but at least for myself, like, this is the sort of things that I want to hear, and it's actually kind of refreshing to hear from someone like Musk, because you think of all billionaires in some like pretty much the same class. And pardon me, like, I don't know. I always knew he was a pretty cool guy. I mean, hell, the background of the stream before we started was Elon Chong and his blunt with Rogan. Like, I've always loved the guy, but it's, I don't know, man. They're going after him because he's a master troll. You know, he's doing this on purpose.
He really is.
He is 100% doing this because he knows it's going to ruffle feathers.
Yeah. He's going against a narrative, and also for the fact of the matter is that he is an African American, like literally an African American, and they hate that. Like they took him off there was an entrepreneurial list or something that they give awards to, and he was on that up until recently. And the guy that ended up winning it was a guy from the Caribbean who's never been to Africa. Doesn't have any ties to Africa. He got the African American one, even though he's not African American. Yet someone who is doesn't get any recognition, and that's his biggest sin was going against the grain.
Well, right. the way the world works nowadays is like things aren't supposed to make sense. Apparently, especially like when in the eyes of the public, you look at, for example, WWE's Hall of Fame has people who haven't wrestled in it, like Snoop Dogg.
Drew Carey, Snoop Dogg, Drew Carey. I mean, technically, David Arquette did kind of wrestle, but
David Arquette did put down a few moves. The one guy that played Arrow or played Green Arrow in the CW series,
Stephen Amell.
He put down some moves, and I was like, all right, sure, I'll give you guys some level of credit.
Donald Trump.
Yeah. Right.
That was funny. Then
they refused to do anything with China for years.
Out of that, I love it.
Yeah, I loved it. Okay, I was about to say, but I'm a Trump supporter. I actually hate politics. I gotta keep prefacing this because you say one word of like any level of like you tip your hat any which way, and all of a sudden that's the side you're on. Like you're some level of right leaning, anti whatever the hell the left is. Anything left of Bernie Sanders is evil. But Trump, like Trump,
anything right of Bernie Sanders is evil.
There you go. Anything right. Excuse me. But like even with Trump, when Trump was like he had his few little cameos, like he was in Home Alone 2, I think it was, and
it was his hotel they were filming at, so it made sense.
Oh yeah. And like they loved the guy left and right. Yeah, he was fun until he ran for Republican. And then as soon as he started talking shit, then all of a sudden he became Adolf, the man, the mustache man. He became
the mustache leader from Germany. What's his name? Angela Merkel. Yeah.
There you go. He became like the 19th Reich. Yeah, that guy.
I mean, I imagine being as racist as Donald Trump, getting presented with an award from Rosa Parks and Mrs. King. Like, I mean, God.
The guy had like so many, like, I think that's like when I was back in 2019 or I forget when it was, but like just like looking at the history of Trump and like everything he had done alongside people of color, and then to hear like, oh, he's racist. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on a second. Like, I mean, I don't know any racists, but something tells me that they wouldn't be all like posing for pictures and thumbs up and happy and helping out minority communities. Like, that doesn't seem like a racist to me, but call me crazy and old fashioned.
I'm not a racist. It's funny because he is literally Uncle Ruckus. When I was in high school as a kid, there's this kid, like he was darker than my current avatar, and he disliked black people left and fucking right. It was funny, but like I was one of the coolest people with him.
You're like what was it? The Daryl, not Daryl. Who's the black guy who converted all those KKK members?
Clayton Bigsby. There we go.
No, well.
Oh no, wait, what?
That's Clayton Bigsby's the black white supremacist. Yeah,
okay.
But
that's the other way around. Yeah,
he was.
They did the movie on him, the KK Klansman guy.
I didn't see that.
Wait, was that the one with Daniel Radcliffe?
KK Klan. I don't know if he was in it, but it had the guy.
Daryl.
It had the one guy that
Daryl
played Get Out. Oh, okay.
So he had converted over 200 KKK members, like just by talking to them, and basically turned in their robes, basically, and it was like that's who you were to this guy. You were his Daryl Davis.
Just showed up and was like, look, man, they're not all that bad. He's like, yeah, I hate all of them. It's like, it's fine. You're going to school with them. You'll be all right.
Oh man. But yeah, I wanted to start with that because it's always funny. I like YouTube as a platform. There's lots of good lots of good opportunities on this platform. Meet a lot of cool people. There's a lot of great voices on here. But when companies like this start saying that they're going to be cracking down on misinformation, I get worried, because it doesn't seem like, even though they say that they're a platform of free speech, we all know that they're not. They censor things they don't want you to hear. They think they're doing God's work, and
exactly,
it's wrong.
And it's not like this is the first time that YouTube has done something like this either. Like, they've not just this, but they've done it with quote unquote misinformation with the unknown virus of unknown origin. They've done it with the most safe and secure election of all time. They've done it with
bro, my dead dad voted. You're not going to tell me anything otherwise.
Exactly. Like, dead people voted twice, and like the same thing happened with when Carlos Maza weaponized Pride to get back at Steven Crowder, and all it did was fuck it up for everybody else.
Yeah.
He was a little journalist fellow with the glasses, right?
Yeah. As he went by on Twitter, he went by Gay Wonk. I don't know if he changed it at any point.
The little communist, or whatever he calls himself.
I think I found a funny bone. But like the whole thing, it was like all he did was weaponize the whole, like, something that he didn't himself hold any kind of values to. Like, all it did was like just make things worse for everybody else, bolstered Steven Crowder's numbers. Everybody's still suffering left and right, and all they've been doing, as far as YouTube goes, is they've just been censoring people. Can't say this, can't say that. If you blink wrong, you get the yellow check mark, and it's like, good grief. Like,
well, they get around it too by saying, like, we're not censoring you, we're just demonetizing you.
Yeah,
as if that's any better.
It's not much better. I mean,
upset,
personally,
I'm just disappointed.
Right.
Pretty much as it is right now. I mean, like, my tiny ass channel, it doesn't bother me if I'm out here, swearing up a storm. It doesn't. But once I hit a threshold, because I have those aspirations, once I hit a threshold where, monetization starts flowing in, starts, moving in, what I have to start, circumventing people somewhere else so that they can, so that, like, as opposed to YouTube getting all the money from my hard-earned work, like, they would then instead go to me, and then Susan Witwicky gets nothing. Like, it's stupid to me.
Right. And that's why it's important too for like, when you are, like, building your channels and when you're building your community, it's important that you monetize off, like, in multiple places. Like, of course you're going to use YouTube's monetization tools, but I mean, like, something we've learned from these big alternative news platforms is it's important to set up a subscription-based thing, either on your own or through one of these third-party sites, just just in case something happens where you get demonetized, or video gets demonetized.
Yeah, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, they take a second to do. They take very, very small amounts of money from your chat. You can embed them straight into your tags and your meta tags. It's very simple. It's very easy. And the fact of the matter is that if you say the thing that I'm not going to be monetized when I hit the 1,000 threshold, this is the only way to do it. People, once you hit 1,000, it will be irrelevant. Then people, if they want to donate to you $1, $2, whatever it is, Ko-Fi is another great one. It's like it's essentially cup of coffee sort of equivalent. Everyone who's got a channel below 1,000 should be pushing that hard, because it's the only way to make YouTube as a platform change the way in which it handles its content creators that are monetized.
Yep.
Right.
Because I don't know if you realize this, but it's only about 4% of people that use YouTube are actually monetized. That actually have channels. It's a very small amount.
Very, very small number.
Interesting. I didn't.
But they make up for over 60% of the traffic.
It's a grind, dude. All you gotta do is just keep on putting out content, and people who like you will end up following you. I mean, I only have 484 right now, but I just put out things when I can. Most of the time I just go to Twitter and put on the memes, because YouTube does not like any of my memes.
Oh yeah, I'm sure of it.
Drop your channel link in the private and I'll give you a sub.
All right, cool.
Yeah, please do.
You talking about Twitter? Because I can't get up there right now.
What happened? Oh, you got kicked out?
You made a spelling error.
A spelling error? No, I spelled that correctly. What do you mean? They just caught me.
That's the problem.
What I did was I put my nuts on the table, and they said he put his nuts on the table, and they were like, they pointed to the sign that said no nuts on the table, and I was like, oh, are they still there? It's like then they kicked me out the room. It happens.
Yeah. So speaking of which, if you guys want to support the channel, we have I believe I have the Stream Elements link down below and the Ko-Fi link as well. I use both of them, but we're trying to do our own thing here. So please feel free, if you like the show, support when you can. It's obviously not necessary. You guys being in chat and participating in these discussions is great. Love it. And of course, follow me on Twitter. I'm funny.
Another cool thing you can do is just if you put it in the normal chat, you can pin it, so it's always at the top of your live chat. Easiest way of doing it. So then you just have it pinned. Your very first comment of each video, it's up there. You pin it, and then doesn't matter what time someone comes in, it'll be the first thing that they see.
Oh, speaking of being banned on Twitter, so well, I went to I got curious. I asked Amara to see her if I could see her phone. Shouts out to her. She's not one of those crazy women that says no, you can't see my phone. She was like, yeah, here. Yeah, but like I went out, checked her phone, and like I went on Twitter and I was like, I'm just curious. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, if it says like locked or something like that. I went there. It's almost like, my account's still active. So I'm just sitting here like, well, I mean, am I suspended? Am I banned or whatever? Pretty much what it feels like is like I got shadow banned. So like, to everybody else, my account's still active and I'm just not putting out any tweets. Yeah. But from the inside out, it's like I can't do anything. I'm just kind of like stuck in limbo, and it just is what it is. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, I understand the game now. Good to know. I'm about to pull a Lofty Pixels and start up another Twitter.
Yo, shout out to my man Lofty.
Right. He got banned like 3 times.
I feel bad for Lofty. I love Lofty. He was one of our first guests on this show, and he's so misunderstood, but I feel like he's just the cannon fodder for a lot of
everybody out. He does the best he can to help budding me. I had no idea what I was doing, and I was like, yo, Lofty, how did you put that face on there? He was like, all right, I'll show you. It's gonna take some time. And then boom, from there I just started moving up. But that dude is a gem of a guy.
Absolutely. Lofty is great. I love that he has takes and opinions and stuff that go against what the norm is within our space, because like that lets a lot of people know, like, it's not just an echo chamber. I mean, granted, there are a lot of people that dogpile him, but ultimately it's not just an echo chamber. And he doesn't just leave because there's backlash. He doesn't bitch out like a lot lot He's just like, no, I'm gonna fight this.
Yeah, I mean, he helps everyone out. He even helps people put shit on him when he jumps into he'll jump into a conversation and immediately says the first thing as soon as he says something, you're like, okay, there's 6 people here versus Lofty in 3, 2, 1, and here it goes. You just like he
comes out swinging.
Yo, that dude can take a beat, and everybody's like, shut up, Lofty, and chat. I'm like, yo,
pretty much. Lefty Pixels.
You know who he reminds me of, actually?
I hope you get banned. I'm like, yo, guys.
he reminds me of fucking Ian Crossland from Timcast. Like, it's like, everything's going well. Ian says something, the whole chat, shut up, Ian, shut up.
Well, I mean, Ian in the beginning goes like, I used to watch Tim a lot, and they used to get in like little rows, and at one point, like Tim started yelling at him, and Ian goes, "Oh, you want to fight? You want to fight?" And then he goes, "Well, I'm just putting on a character." I'm like, "Bro, just chill, just take a chill pill, bro. Right. I love you, dude, but like, just be yourself." And he started to be that, and people started enjoying it a lot more, in my opinion. But
Ian's like, Ian's out here like, "Do I look 5'1", bitch?"
I miss Adam so much, man. That
Adam's great.
Man,
Adam's great. Adam's great. I'm gonna see if I can get him on the show at some point. That'd be great.
I'm not even sad that those two like
went their ways.
Yeah,
because Adam went in his own. He definitely deserves it. He deserves so much. That guy really is just a good dude.
Well, see, I didn't realize how smart Buddy Kriegler was until he was away from Tim. And then you get to chat with him like one-on-one on a couple of streams and everything, and chatting to him backstage. That dude is like, not only is he based as fuck, he's
beyond intelligent,
ridiculously intelligent. You think he's just some hippie skater dude, and you realize that this guy's very intelligent.
Right.
It's just like, dude, can you not be talented at freaking everything? Like, stay patient with other stuff.
Right.
Well, he can't be talented at being black. Well, we don't know that yet. We haven't seen him be black.
It's true.
I'll send him a message asking if he can do blackface next week.
Oh yeah, please. I'll do it too. I'll get in blackface as well. I'll just be short to Pete.
Sun Tzu's ghost right in chat. He goes, Adam was a perfect foil to Tim Pool.
Yeah.
Man, that sucks. But whatever, dude. Adam's doing his own show, and he's gotten a lot of followers since, and he from what I've seen, he's been doing pretty well. I've been working like an animal, but like
killing it on the coffee scene as well.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Dude, I need to get some of this coffee.
No, his coffee is great.
That Geek Grind coffee for Nerdrotic and Adam, and I think the Quartering also put one out recently.
Coffee brand coffee.
These guys are all posers. Listen, we need our own coffee, man. Like, I'm sorry, this channel is coffee. I have a cup of coffee
give a man
every
a
day.
beard like that.
Right. I never see those guys drink coffee. They're posers. They know
like
it.
this.
And let them see this.
I mean, you're that much into coffee that even your shirt looks like it's coffee.
Right.
There you go.
God, it's all subliminal. It's to get you guys hooked, to get you in the, you guys will be begging me for coffee soon.
Yeah.
And beard oil.
Beard oil.
Oh, no,
that wasn't a backstage conversation.
Dude, you got like, that's some good stuff, man. I can't have that kind of beard because of my job, but like, dude, I wish.
Yo, tea is trash. It is. Why do you got to hate on tea? Because tea is awful. Tea's for women. It's a man show.
My family's Indian. Chai tea with a little bit of milk is the way to go, dude.
Star San, I commend you for drinking tea, but I'm good.
Legion of Coffee.
I'm with it. Sun Tzu's ghost knows where it's at.
Beard oil flavored coffee or coffee flavor. Well, you don't want
beard oil. Coffee scented beard oil.
Yeah, coffee scented, not coffee flavored. You're eating it.
Yo, you're just gonna come out with one like the Panic at the Disco names for their songs and just make it like a giant freaking thing.
No, tea's okay. Listen, I'll be honest. Every now and then, I got to have my tea mistress. When I'm not feeling too good, I'll break out a packet or two of tea just so I can feel a little better. I'll be honest. But my go-to baby right here. I mean, I have a tattoo on my hand that says "Death Before Decaf," so I can't exactly be drinking tea.
I have a tattoo on my hand that says line. Oh no, those are veins.
Yeah, I was about to say all I got's a freckle, man. Yo, if you ever have a chance though, get yourself some like fresh mint leaves and just make tea out of that. That's some primo stuff, dude.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. If that's what you're into, everyone's into their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
Damn! I just had a good hand joke. Never mind. I'm a bit late. I'll just tattoo one.
You're saving it for the after show.
Yeah, there you go.
So on my left hand it says wank with the other hand, and on my right hand it says look at other hand for instructions.
Damn.
That's awesome. It'd be even better if that was real.
I mean,
Yeah, that would
can
be,
make anything real.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get Texter. I'll be back in a minute.
Tattoo shop still open. Give me a second.
Oh man. So moving right along to the next wonderful thing that I saw this week that this week has just been like, I mean, it's been awful in some respects, but it's just been like, it's just so full of news. And that's what we do. We cover it when we can. Where the hell? I am like boomering hard tonight, guys. I don't even know. There it is.
Change your name to Nerdsworth.
The Nerdsworth.
Shagrotic.
I was going to say Shagrotic's probably.
Oh,
The
bro. Man.
State Farm
Do
launches
people not
program.
care about their kids? I mean, really, look at this shit.
This might be an ignorant question, but what is State Farm?
It's an insurance
it's an
company.
What the fuck is insurance company doing books for anyway?
What do you think?
That's a good question. That's a very good question.
Pander.
It's like this is just one of those like virtue signal things. They think they're doing the right thing, and like I'll be honest. Like it's in my opinion, it's not necessarily bad for kids to learn about certain aspects of this. The issue is when these companies who have nothing to do with education start pushing these things to kindergartners. Like, again, I don't have a problem with kids learning this, but it's not their job to do it. As a parent, I don't want some stranger, especially some insurance company, pushing propaganda to my kids. I will talk to them about this shit, not them.
Right.
Like,
Oh my god, dude! I gotta make a meme where it's like, you know how like the sex offenders have to go to the doors.
Yeah.
State Farm, their ad is like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. So somebody could really damage their reputation with a commercial like that.
yeah,
Really can't. See, I knew this shit was gonna go down. Like it was gonna go downhill for State Farm when they decided to change Jake into some non-personality, light-skinned black guy.
Non-threatening black guy, apparently.
There you go. And it doesn't even have to be threatening. You just got to
They're
be,
the safest kind of black guys. You can't have them being threatening. God.
Exactly. Have you
But
not?
why couldn't he be wearing a do-rag and a grill? Like, why is
Oh
he?
no, yo! I totally buy insurance from that dude, bro.
All right, really quickly, because I just noticed this pattern myself. Anybody remember like original trainee Jason? The
I'd like to
those
say
guys?
that, but
I
I
missed
didn't hear
that.
you.
Yeah, you cut
Oh,
out.
the original Power Rangers, who they had like Zach
Yo,
and Trini,
Zach.
Yeah,
and Jason and
Zach,
whatnot.
Trini,
Yeah, Zach, my favorite. He was my favorite on that team, not because he was black, but because he could dance. But like
Yeah, dude.
he was dark skin, and now you look at the new Power Rangers they have, and like nobody is any lighter, any darker shade than Prince. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, he was replaced with an Asian, so
Yeah, he was. Hey, but Johnny Young Bosch is good. I give him credit. He
but he
his
can't
band
dance.
is
He
pretty
can't
good
sing
too.
either.
Yeah, but then like they changed it from a black guy to a black girl with Aisha.
Well, I thought she was the yellow one.
Yeah,
Wait,
she was the
hold
Yellow
up.
Ranger.
Is Power Rangers still going?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Why wouldn't it?
It's probably
Saban said
stuck.
he needs money, so he'll market the hell out of that shit.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm's grooming your kids.
Golly, what an Israeli.
Like the local pedophile, State Farm's there for you. And your
There you
kids.
go.
Star saying just tag me in a tweet. What is this? Let's
Is it more State Farm stuff or is it this Ford?
it's in the same vein. Let me get this. I don't know why it didn't let me just share it from there.
Damn it, Ford. I was looking at Amarada and I were talking about me buying a truck, and I was like, I'm thinking of like, maybe an F-150 or getting a Dodge. And then I was thinking 4-door F-150. And like I saw that ad and I was like, yeah, nah, I'm good on Ford. Wait.
Anyone ice
Oh,
cream
God.
tastes like Dixon bad credit? Dude. So
dude,
there's
bro.
Pride ice cream and Juneteenth ice cream.
Oh gosh.
So are you guys familiar with Juneteenth?
I will.
I moved back to
I
the
know
States. I
of
heard
it.
of it.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna sit here and fake the funk. I once lived in Atlanta. Yes.
Why? And this is great value. So this is Walmart brand
It's Walmart.
ice cream. Oh my god.
So
I
just
don't
out
know.
of curiosity,
So the
does it
cheapest
taste
brand of
like,
ice cream that everybody's gonna buy is gonna be that ice cream.
Does it taste like gay and racism, or anti-racism and anti-gay? Like, what are the flavors?
It's anti-bigot and anti-bigot.
Can we get it? I can't even
Because I mean, I don't. For me, this might sound a bit weird, but if they make it a chocolate flavor, isn't that a little insensitive?
Just
Right?
slightly. Only slightly. If the chocolate comes off as a little bit violent, like you just dropped your wallet.
Well, I mean, I
then
guess
yes.
they could
Somebody
make
threw
like
some
fried chicken
jalapenos in there or some
something.
shit.
You know?
Jalapeno ice cream.
Yeah,
That's
we
violent
got
ice
them
cream to
fried
me,
waffles.
man.
Yeah, that's pretty violent.
You ever had like chili pepper chocolate? It kind of be like the same thing.
Mole.
Yeah, no,
Mole,
I have, and it's gross.
Well, I mean,
Well, like-
chemically, chili and chocolate is only like like one I don't know, atom or something different to each other. They are almost identical. Oh, that was brilliant. Oh wow, I was about to say that out loud then.
What the
Yeah,
hell is going on in the world right now, dog?
I mean,
I'm so lost.
Of today of all days.
This is
Good
just
grief.
it's embarrassing. Like this, I don't get it. I don't get it. This is what people are fighting for. Juneteenth ice cream and Pride ice cream.
The thing is, I don't think anybody's fighting for this at all. They just see what's loud on Twitter and just start pandering for no reason, thinking that they'll get more money. No, you don't get more money from these people because they don't have any money. They broke as fuck. They don't have. It's not them that have the money. It's us, the
Right.
people who don't give a fuck about your gender or your race or what the fuck ever. Because we want good shit. We want good food, good movies, good video games, and you keep putting out this pointless ass bullshit like we want this. No, we don't. That's why it don't sell.
Does the Juneteenth ice cream like expire on the 19th of June, or does it taste better on the 19th of June?
Garrett, you're gonna go behind the Walmart on June 20th, and there's gonna be a dumpster full of these. Like,
yep. I feel like if anything, if they don't expire, they will. Rather, if they don't expire after June, they will expire right before International Men's Day.
Yeah, can you imagine if all those flavors were actually gone before the 19th of June? That'd be hilarious.
Right.
Like they just said, oh yeah, it expired in April. Shit.
Oops.
Just this like this. Is this real life? Are we seriously living in this timeline?
Yes.
Like I'm reading right now. Well, I'm listening to Douglas Murray's new book, The War on the West. Which, if you guys like reading, if you guys like Douglas Murray, he narrates it. But it's all about this shit. It's all about the stuff that's been happening since 2020, basically. And all these like forced diversity, equity stuff, and like just how how detrimental it's been to the culture. And you know, I mean, it's essentially talking about the war on like white people, but he does it in a very eloquent way, not like some fucking ultra MAGA retard that, you know, drooling all over himself. But it's really poignant, and he brings up many different things, many different examples. But this is the kind of stuff he's saying, and it's just I can't believe we've come to this point, and you have people who are just constantly pushing it.
I want some Indian Dutch ice cream. That's what I want. I want some like mixed representation ice cream, man. Pick all the different pick all the different like combinations you can think of and just have people buy that kind of ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh God, no. Look, if that sounds confusing, and all it does is remind me of that Starlight flavored Coca-Cola. I have never had any beverage any more confusing than that shit. I've
never even heard of that, bro.
It's something I just started like recently. So like you get like a hint of raspberry. There's Coca-Cola. There's some cinnamon in there. There's probably, I don't know, mint. And like, it's just one of the most confusing. It's like drinking
Wait, so it's trying to be Dr. Pepper then? Because those are all ingredients in Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, it sounds about right. But it's like they got the mixture wrong. It's like if Color Out of Space was a beverage, it's like that. It's like the Lovecraftian soda, and it that sounds like a pretty cool idea. No, it is not. And then they have a diet version or Coke Zero in the version of it, which means that it's even grosser.
Yeah, so it's got what, stevia or something in it?
It's probably got stevia. It's probably got some cocaine and fentanyl.
Aspartame, yeah.
Here's a weird story about Coke Zero today, which it just like it seemed to like sum up my Wednesday. I don't usually drink soda all that much, but I didn't have a drink at lunch. Brought my lunch, so I walked down to the soda machines near my office, and first one's off, kind of pissed. So I walked down a little bit farther. The next one's there, and the only soda they had was Coke Zero. Oof. Everything else was like Monsters. And I was like, I don't really want an energy drink, but whatever. So I was like, I'll just get the Coke Zero. I'll figure it out. And I hit the button and a fucking Monster came out. And
Okay,
they charged me
fine.
$5.50 for it.
Whoa. See, while you may have lost a lot of money on a beverage that you really didn't need, I would have taken a Monster over Coke Zero. Trust me, it's way better.
Yeah, you're
I would
right.
I would take a possible caffeine crash over Coke Zero. It takes me like two fucking years to finish a can of Coke Zero.
Bro,
Meanwhile,
I pound these energy drinks. I have one.
Yeah,
that is it, because I work like 10, 11 hours a day. There is no way I'm gonna risk a crash in the middle of the day.
Monster energy drink makes you want to drive off a fucking cliff, but it's way better than Coke Zero.
Yeah, I can't drink those anymore. Ever since I turned 30, it's just I'd have those, and it's just like, oh, by the way, you have a resting heart rate of 290. So, is it hot in here? Why am I sweating?
You sneeze, you're gonna end up on an episode of House.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, why would you say that, dude? Like every day, man, it happens to me. I'm just like, achoo! Oh God, please no! Oh please no! Oh shit!
No, it's fine. It happens relatively quickly. Like you'll sneeze and then you'll wake up in a hospital. That's it. That's all you want.
I wanted to share
Natalie
this.
Port's person.
Right. I wanted to share this because one of the things that I thought was pretty interesting about the new Thor Love and Thunder trailer was like naked Chris Hemsworth. And I just thought, wow, now we're exploiting men's bodies. Let's swap the female in there and see how people react. So this was perfect because that if this had happened, there would have been like people would have like their brains would have melted.
Shit. I was so late on this, dude. I was like a day and a half late. I was working. Oh man, so much crap happened, dude. I wish I was on top of this. I wish it wasn't working just so I could have gotten there right there. Because everybody's like, "Well, what if it was reversed?" I'm like, just make something and show them. It's right there.
Right.
Please,
right.
Please just do. No, it's funny because like a lot of people sit there and like, and for those that aren't in tune with this shit as it is, it's like have you not seen like every Captain America movie, every Hulk movie, every Thor movie, Avengers, Ant-Man? There's always a shot with the main character's shirt off. Spider-Man.
Why did Doctor Strange have to take his shirt off?
Why did Doctor Strange have to take his shirt off? The man's a stick with magic, but like he's like. It's like they have no problem sexualizing men. I don't have a problem with them sexualizing men. Care. I just want the shit to be equal. You want to sexualize the dudes, sexualize the women. I'm trying to see, flopping boobies as well. Like equality everywhere.
No, they're gonna pick the worst people for that. They're gonna pick like the ugliest, nastiest people.
Yeah, you'll get it, but it'll be Melissa McCarthy and Lizzo.
Hey. I would actually honestly
see the honestly Lizzo coming out the ass coming out Lizzo's ass, like what was it? Freaking Jim Carrey. What was that movie?
Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. Yeah.
See, now I in my opinion, like if I had to choose between Lizzo and Leslie Jones.
Oh God, no, I'd choose Lizzo.
God.
I'll
choose Lizzo.
First voice I've ever freaking heard.
Okay. Just so that we're all on the same page. Because Leslie Jones is not a.
Is
That's
shooting
not a
myself
woman.
an
That
option?
is
Because I would have done that first.
That is
She's always
yes,
yelling.
actually, that is an option. Like I have no problem, finding a cliff and yelling off of it.
I know it depends if I have any flour to roll Lizzo in to know where to put it. So,
oh yeah, there's that too. Is it possible to put me in a D&D setting and just let me roll nat ones all day? I'll take that instead.
I know very little about D&D. Every time my friends bring it up, it just goes right over my head. It's really
a natural
sad.
one is very bad. A natural one is pretty much you swung your sword and pretty much took your own leg off.
oh, and the sword was poisoned.
Oh, that too. It just so happened you used the rusted blade and now you have lockjaw. Congratulations.
But surprisingly, your movement speed is only halved.
What the fuck was I saying? Oh, another quick side note about the Thor thing. Mm-hmm. I did read, and I don't know where I saw it. I was looking at it on my phone. I don't know. Oh, wait, let me check. Someone may have DM'd it to me. It was and I don't know if this is real. This is something I saw. Maybe it wasn't a DM. It was a conversation between Taika Waititi and Chris Hemsworth about him getting like totally butt ass naked, and he was like, I don't really want to do that, and Taika was like, oh no, you're gonna do it, like you're gonna do it because it's gonna keep butts in seats. He's like, okay. Like again, it was another like hypocritical moment in Hollywood where it's like, if you had forced a woman to do that, that's a problem, but it's okay because we're forcing men to do it. Like
Joss Whedon does it to Gal Gadot, and all of a sudden it's a Me Too case. Taika Waititi tells another dude to get butt naked so he can, touch himself fervently to it. And it's all sunshine and rainbows.
Him and his wife share beds with what's her name, Valkyrie.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, what's her name? Tessa Thompson.
I keep calling her to call her Pinocchio because she's so freaking wooden. I can never remember her name.
Tessa Thompson. I mean, the easiest way to remember her name is that fucking bitch, and then it just pops up.
Yeah, but what does Gwyneth Paltrow have to do with anything?
Fair. Actually, that's not a fucking bitch. That's a fucking weirdo.
She's weird.
What that is. Like she stopped as soon as Iron Man wrapped up. She was like, "All right, time to sell vagina scented candles."
Like, who wants my goop?
She can sing. She can dance. She can act. She had a perfume range, and she's like, "What's the next natural step? Cunt candles, like
cuntles."
Oh my god! I just had enough with.
And what did she name the kid? Apple Pie or something like that? Something weird as well.
Mm-hmm. At least Elon had a plan with naming his kid. His kid's a meme.
No, I think his kid is the formula that unlocks the safe to all of his fortune.
Oh, nice.
My kid is the first kid on Mars, and we're all going to be named like that.
Does like anyone else like afraid? Like there's part of me that's like really afraid of the guy. Like
I'm cautiously hesitant when it comes to Elon Musk because sure, like he's now kind of going to like being a champion for the regular people, but before that he was kind of iffy as well. So like who knows which way he'll start to swing. So I know like don't get me wrong, Elon's been doing like okay, but still you gotta be a little bit hesitant when it comes to something like that.
I'm not afraid of Elon. I'm afraid of the amount of money he has that he can put into the dark web and nobody touches him because now his assassins are after me. That's a problem.
Yeah.
I don't fear you, Elon. I fear Agent 47. All right.
I don't think Agent 47 is selling his services on Silk Road.
Bullshit. He's on Twitter, as a matter of fact. You're right. It's funny. I like when it comes to Twitter. I like to equate Twitter to 4chan in the sense of like Twitter is 4chan with clothes on. Like the two are pretty much synonymous in that way. All you got to do is type in like a single name, and all of a sudden you get like different threads and different boards for a specific kind of category. It's like, oh well, this one cosplay girl, I kind of like her outfits, and all of a sudden now you're getting all the hentai shit.
Yeah, it's a little weird when you get that feed and you're like, oh cool, and then all of a sudden it's just you're like, bro, I appreciate other people liking this stuff, but like, just keep it out of my timeline, please.
Please.
Or you're scrolling through and someone shared a video and you accidentally hit it and it plays it. Then all of a sudden now you're getting body pillows, everything advertised.
It's funny.
Still waiting on that body pillow, as.
It's funny. It's like around Valentine's this year. Amarada is like, I don't know why this popped up on my feed, but I don't like it. I prefer to not see it. And it was pretty much it was a tweet from Raging Golden Eagle and one of his characters giving a boob job to some random individual that somebody drew or an animated. It was like, oh yeah, that's Raging Golden Eagle. She was like, I don't follow him. I was like, oh well, good luck.
You do now.
Oh, Twitter's weird like that.
Speaking of weird, I gotta share this because this was DM'd to me tonight. I did share it as well, but I figure we can go over it because it's worth talking about.
Sure.
Again, very, very unsurprising that something like this would come about, but from a new right.
Yo, close your DM, homie.
Oh shit, yeah.
Oops.
So this was a page from this is like a day old Batman comic. I don't know which one exactly, but it's essentially Batman defending rioters that are looting and burning down buildings.
Is this like an Elseworld comic?
It might be, actually.
Yeah, I think the most offensive thing about that is Wayne Tech actually going into TVs and they're doing an Ultra H wide at 48 inches. Come on, man! If it's Wayne Tech, it's going to be massive.
Right. At least be true to the universe.
It's a pretty thick box for a TV that small as well.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing that bothers me when it comes to a lot of like one of the reasons I can't gel with comics now, like I used to be subscribed to Marvel and I'd read like the older stuff, like old Avengers and like new Avengers, like around the early 2000s and stuff like that. Like I'd read like the classics and like enjoy myself there. And the same thing with DC as well. Like I went back and did Nightwing's backlogs and stuff like that. Found out about my boy, who's no longer my boy since Tom Taylor's a fucking moron. But like,
yeah, to turn into a Dickie, old Dickie.
Pretty much. He's like, come on now. I get it. He's flexible. He's a fucking acrobat. It's his job. But what a lot of people don't realize is like, I feel like this is all just a bunch of test tube stuff. Like this is just throwing some bait out, seeing what sticks, and if it sticks, then it gets added into like the main continuity as it is.
Exactly. Well, it's none of that. Oh, you
like,
go.
No, I was just thinking like what they do is they kind of test this stuff out and then they bring it to the main stuff, and that's like, and then we exactly all like, this is freaking bull, and they're like, well, you're this, you're that, and then 2 weeks later we're like, well, we were right. Anybody got anything to say? Nobody says jack.
Yeah.
2005, they started introducing sort of stuff when it comes to like not necessarily pronouns, but race swapping and doing all that on a massive scale in the comics. DC pulled back on that. It was a purely Marvel thing, and then as soon as 2016 they just went, nah, fuck it, let's just go full hog with everything. Like they were killing Marvel. DC comics aren't even in the top 50 sold now each week. Like, what they've done to the Batman, the Bat family, it's ridiculous. If they wanted to tell these stories, don't keep them in the current continuity. Do an Elseworlds one. Like, if this is an Elseworlds one and he's doing it, I'm fine with that version doing it. Am I going to buy it? Am I going to read it? Probably not. But don't bring it into the main continuity, and then when people complain about it, have a go at them.
Right. Well, I think this is the Elseworld stuff. Like, but like even like this panel here, like these places all have insurance. Not my job to protect their profit margins. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Did
like,
somebody tweet that out?
Yeah, like, I mean, but this is like the big talking point with BLM and the riots. Oh, well,
see,
they're protecting.
That's word for word. Yeah, that's okay. Now I understand. I thought you were saying that he wasn't protecting the stores. I'm like, it's not Batman's job to do that. But now I understand. They put him in that situation just purely and simply so they could use the organization's talking points and put it in there.
Right.
Basically saying Batman's a part of Antifa without ever saying he's actually a part of Antifa.
exactly.
Like, a lot of. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and the next one he said, in my father's day, the American dream used to mean something: an honest wage for honest work, food on the table, liberty and justice for all. Like it, and you know, it then goes on to say that it's now it's an illusion. It's a carrot on a stick, attainable by a few. Like, shut the fuck! Are you fucking kidding me? These are all like leftist talking points.
Dude, you have the resources to fix it. Fix it as Bruce Wayne. Then don't go around bashing up poor people. Then.
Yeah.
Right.
The funny thing about
charity.
The funny thing about this whole. Yeah, what I was about to say is the funny thing about that whole, like the whole Batman monologue that just happened there. Batman's origin is that his parents got shot in a fucking alley. What does that have to do with any of that? Like,
right.
Batman is a capitalist vigilante. The man has money on top of money and invests it into things that benefit Batman so that he could better Gotham.
Yeah,
like that way, like fighting crime. He's not going out fighting the fucking economy. That makes no damn sense.
Right.
I mean, he's got that much money that he could spend hundreds of millions of dollars on becoming Batman, and his company not even notice.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, if that's not fuck you money, I don't know what is.
He is the Elon Musk of Marvel. I'm not Marvel, of DC. The Elon Musk of Marvel is a literal African guy.
No, I'd say probably closer to Stark.
No, it'd be T'Challa, because he has, like, you know, the world's only source of vibranium.
Oh, okay, because he's from Africa and his family got rich from quote unquote mining things out of the ground.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I see how you...
Wonder how much slavery was involved there, or did everyone willingly dig it out of the ground?
Are you serious? Of course not.
Utopia, man. It's perfect. It's all perfect over there. Everybody's good. Everybody's happy. Don't ask any questions. Otherwise,
that's why there's a king.
There's no one in an African ethno-state. What are you talking about?
The funniest thing I saw recently was someone tweeted about it was that chick from there was the chick from Kenobi who was like, this movie has so much as much diversity as like as much diversity since Black Panther. And I just thought Black Panther didn't have diversity. So black people. Like,
yes, it did. It had the colonialist, I think that is what his name was, and the criminal. Right. Two different white guys. One was English.
Well,
he
was a South African, so obviously.
Right. So still.
Yeah, he's from South Africa.
South Africa, yeah. Oh God. This stuff, it all makes me mad. I'm
Yo, I've dated I spent a lot of time outside the States, and I was around Anglos from everything. The South Africans were trying to escape South Africa. They weren't trying to go back.
Right.
Like all of them. Like, and they were all white too.
It's like, quick, come join apartheid. It's fun.
As a matter of fact, it's funny because it was just some guy who said something like that. And it was as far as, like, you know, African Americans not going back to Africa. He's like, you want to know how you know that they found they appreciated it here more than they did over in Africa? They didn't go back. And I was like, well, there you go.
Here's this thing: like if you take an African American, you take them over to Africa, they turn into an American very quick if they're forced to live like that. I've had friends who are Indian Australian. The moment that they go over to India, bam, no, I'm Aussie. How you going, buddy? Yep, g'day, mate. You know, like, because it's such a completely different. Like to us, it's my mate. He's Indian. To him,
we got to get y'all out of here, by the way. Yeah. Like, we got to get y'all over here in America. Even though America's politics is fucking terrible, we got to get y'all over here. And got to get you. We got to get Mazza, Lethal, Rhino. All you guys got to get over here.
Well,
I want to get Az over here first.
Him too.
Yeah, Lyndon's going over in August. He'll be at the F&T event.
Oh, nice.
Not too sure about
spy on that wall.
Rhino though.
Good grief.
Yeah, I never know about like you know, I feel like at this point, being an American and telling someone like, yeah, come live here, it's great, is like trying to vouch for your friend who's like kind of an alcoholic, like weird, like, you know what I mean? Like, just goes a little too far in the party.
He's it's that one meme of the alcoholic, the drunk dude who's like talking to the chick.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
He's a little alcoholic. He might shoot too many people. He might abort a baby. It depends on what sort of mood he's in. You know, come to America. He's a good bloke.
Fine, no, I got
sometimes a woman.
There you go. What you do when you come to America? There's 4 states you want to check out or want to move to: Texas, Montana, Tennessee, or Florida. Get a gun. You'll be safe.
Utah's pretty cool too.
Utah,
Colorado's
5.
also pretty good.
Colorado as well. 6 states.
Not up north, man. Not up north. Normal people, they're like, stay the heck away from Denver. That's not a good place.
South Colorado. Yeah, I realize that. Like a lot of cities here in America, like pretty fucking blue.
I mean, I want to go to a nice, safe city, somewhere like maybe Chicago or something. You know, somewhere where
Now, why would you go to Chicago? You could go to Patterson, New Jersey.
Protect yourself there.
I mean, you can't.
There's more bullets than there are guns because they're always flying through the air.
That's true.
Oh my god.
Why do you think the mayor's so short? She ducks half the
argument.
shots.
Like these people go do research with this gun argument, like ban all guns. Bro, look at England, dude. Knife attacks, acid attacks. Like people will find a way to get horrible acts.
It's funny because I was having this conversation with Mama Amarada again. It's like it makes no sense that criminal acts have happened. We need to have stricter gun laws. Okay, well, criminals don't give a fuck about the laws. That's why they did it in the first fucking place.
That's not true. I saw this documentary where they had a thing on a tree and it had a gun with a circle around it and then a line through it. And then the guy couldn't use his gun. It stopped him.
It didn't work.
Yeah,
it didn't work.
The dampening field from the sign was keeping.
Yeah. So instead,
Call
he
of
just
Duty
beat
Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, instead he just beat him and raped him. It's different.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, no. Sometimes you don't like they don't give a fuck about the law. Still, they just won't beat you with a weapon. They'll just beat you emotionally.
The guy took a barrel to the head. It was just a different sort.
Oh, there you go. Emotional damage.
So what is, I guess, because everyone's talking about it right now. It's a big issue in the aftermath of the elementary school shooting the other day.
My condolences to all the families that were involved. That it was horrible.
Absolutely.
Thing.
Yeah. It was. So I grew up in Connecticut, and in 2012 you had the Sandy Hook shooting. Which happened like 20 minutes from where I lived. And it was, it was an emotional time. These families are feeling it now. And then you have, let's share the tweet, because this was really nice from our former president.
Oh yeah. I bet you he's remembering the death of someone and it's not any of the kids.
Right. As we grieve the children of Uvalde today, we should take time to recognize that 2 years ago, that 2 years have passed since the murder of George Floyd under the knee of a police officer. His killing stays with us all this day, especially those who loved him.
Thank you.
Oh, and he goes on to say, in the aftermath of his murder, a generation of activists rose up to channel their anguish into organized action, launching a movement to raise awareness of systemic racism and the need for criminal justice and police reform. Like, this guy is seriously damaged.
Can I just ask a silly question?
No.
Is he aware that the system of racism and everything? He was the leader of that system.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
also,
systemic racism.
Just remember, look at that tweet. There were 7 words that were about the kids that were killed. The rest of it was about.
It was about racism.
Yeah, well, it's about Captain Fentanyl, whatever his name was.
Captain Fentanyl. He will now and forever be deemed Captain Fentanyl.
Oh my god!
Let's
also not forget. Look that up.
Oh Lord!
This totally disregards, and this was. I think it was 3 years earlier. A man by the name of Tony Timpa was killed by the police in almost the exact same manner. They had knee on his back for, I want to say, 13 minutes. The guy struggled.
That the guy by the bridge?
I don't remember where he was, but he's a white guy, so no one gave a shit that he was killed by the police.
He was. They actually have they've got the camera footage of the guy that was on top of him.
Yeah, it happened. I think at nighttime, if I remember correctly.
It was. I mean, again, it's this the left chooses the things that they want to be outraged about, and it's generally it's generally pushing other crimes aside in order to highlight these. And we know that, I mean, anyone who watched the body cam footage from the George Floyd thing knows that it was a shit show. I mean, the cops,
It was
like, for 90% of it were, what's that?
The unedited version, because there are edited versions out there that people go, well, I saw the footage. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, man. Watch the full version.
I think, and this might sound a weird thing, Tony was killed at the wrong time. If he was killed today, instead, let's say for instance, instead of George Floyd, because he was a schizophrenic, mental health is the big rage now that you've got to be protected. It would have been a huge thing. It would have been bigger, because that affects every race. It's completely indiscriminate. So I mean, literally, because it happened, 2015, 14, something like that.
Yeah.
It was the wrong time. They didn't give a shit about mental health as much as they do now. And it wasn't. We'll put it this way: it wasn't the flavor of the month of the thing that they were pushing.
I would argue that they wouldn't even. It still wouldn't be a big deal. I think it would have made news, but I mean, look at the black guy who ran down those people in. In
Waukesha? No. That was the Nalvey that did that. He just happened to be driving.
Yeah, it was close fault, man.
Those are just sentient speed bumps, all right. That's fucked up to say, but still. But
I was going to say something. There was a lot of people that ended up behind the wheel, but that's not what I meant.
Oh man!
Woo! Oh, so that's the line. Okay, now I know where I'll take a step back.
Look, man, I'm all for dark humor. My condolences to everyone's family, but like, I'm when it comes to dark humor for me, I know at some point in time my punk ass is going to go, and people are going to meme me too. I welcome it. But like,
bro, tragedy plus time equals comedy. That is how it works.
Exactly. Doug Stanhope said that too. It's like the news just broke. I had the first joke on the fucking internet. How dare you question my timing? I'm a professional.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was the guy that I can't think of his name. Did his comedy show the day of 9/11, and he come out with 2 blocks. He said, "Anyone for a game of Jenga?"
Yo, Shags, I'm so sorry if your channel gets disappeared.
Look, no, man, it's fine. We'll be all right. We'll strive. We'll live on. He'll just be here in band world with me.
Right. Oh man.
No, but like in all seriousness, like it. I don't like. I'm the only reason I voted for Obama is because my mother told me to go vote. And like, if she didn't tell me, I would not have voted at all. Like, I just don't give a fuck about politics. I legitimately don't. I could care, or rather, I could not care less. And yet, I think I still got a little bit left. But I don't care. Like, it's such a fucking shit show as it is. Get the fuck out of the way of the individual. That's all I'm asking. And then you have like fucking morons like Obama stepping up and saying stupid shit just like every other mouthpiece out there. Oh, well, even though I understand that it was a tragedy what happened to these kids, but George Floyd fucked his own life up. These kids didn't even get a chance to do that yet. And you're grandstanding on somebody on some shit that doesn't even fucking matter anymore. Like that's the shit that really gets under my skin, is when people virtue signal. One, you virtue signal, and two, you virtue signal for the wrong things. Like just sit the fuck down somewhere else and let people live their lives. Let people grieve as they grieve. Let
the bodies cool first too. Like
that too.
Like
that's even
bodies are still warm, and and he's talking about George Floyd, like 19 dead kids,
right?
And he's talking about something that happened 2 years ago. Like
he's talking about a man whose life probably could have been extended maybe a little bit longer. I mean, who knows? The fentanyl probably could have kicked in and he would have died, been a nameless death. But ultimately, like if you look into the case as it is, he stiffed the kid on a $20 bill, and the kid said, "I don't want to lose my job. Just please pay with actual money." He kept telling the kid off. Then they called the police. Police came out. Situation unfolded as it did. They were trying to get the guy in the car, and he kept in the back of the fucking box car, and he kept flipping out. And then, this is where he is, knee on neck. but ultimately, like George Floyd fucked that shit up for himself.
Yeah.
Like you can't. What are you going to say to these kids?
Yeah, like, I think you said it pretty well. Like, he wasted his life. These kids didn't even have a chance to do that, and
Right.
It's just, this might be a weird question, but is it still big news over there?
What?
Because I'm seeing nothing on the international scale about it, which is really weird for a school shooting.
Well, it's now. Well, what it basically morphs into is it in the cycle of political news. Now we're talking about gun control again.
Yep.
It's definitely still in the news, like not as big as it was like yesterday or the day before, but like, right, it's been 2 days now.
It's been a day, not 2 days.
Yeah, on
2
the
days.
internet,
It's been
this
2
type
days.
of news, like it comes and then it just,
It just
they choose
fades.
whatever stance that they want to stay on, and then they stick on it for as long as they can, and then the
Right, and
rest
like-
of the actual news just disappears in the background.
I mean,
And that's-
because the whole I'm trying to juxtapose it to Rittenhouse. We had stuff on the news every single night about it internationally, like over here. There wasn't
Right.
a day goes by, and yesterday there wasn't even anything on our news about it. And
They'll
it's
catch
ve-
on
it's
in
ve-
they'll catch on in a day or two probably.
Well, again, like what you'll see more of, if you see anything, are going to be the gun control debates. They're going to reference Australia. They're gonna reference these other countries that
we have more guns now than we've ever had. Like it's
No, they're referencing England and they're referencing Europe, but what they don't tell you is the other crimes that are being committed now that there
Without
are no
guns.
guns.
Right. Like people can die by strangulation. They can die by stabbings. They can die by like sexual acts. It doesn't stop at just
Please
a fucking
let me die
gun.
from a sexual act, please, Lord.
Snoo, please.
here's the thing: if you're in California, that could mean something completely different, though.
Let me get the Eldritch snoo.
Oh my god. Yeah. So that's like, so the tragedy of the shooting passed. They identifies the shooter. He's just not quite white enough for them, so you're not really hearing about his ethnicity because he's not white.
Right.
But
Right.
what the politicians are doing now is they're using it as a way to step into the talking about the NRA lobbies. They're talking
They're
about
also bringing up the fact that he was bullied a lot. I don't know if you saw that.
They
but
always will.
They were
No.
talking about like he was bullied because of the way he dressed. I don't know if you saw pictures, but he didn't dress like how would I say, like a normal man.
Be careful because a lot of those is from someone who looks very similar to him. It was a post on Reddit. They got mixed up.
Oh,
yeah.
I
Oh,
see.
boy.
Okay,
I think two
so
of the
I might be
pictures
getting
were real,
the
but
wrong
one of them was
information
not.
then.
Yeah, one of them was
Yeah.
not. Yeah, the one where he was in cross dressing was not. That's not him.
Okay,
Right. But
my
he did
bad,
look
my
kind
bad.
of effeminate in the other ones. Like he was
Yeah.
wearing different clothes.
You remind? Yeah, I mean, the guy definitely has a 1,000-yard stare on him. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And, but yeah, everyone's talking about how, this is why we don't need assault weapons. This is
Bullshit.
why.
Well,
Any
I mean,
weapon
here's the
can
thing:
be
if he
used to
was
assault.
white, America has a race issue. Because he's not, they have a gun issue.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep. But like,
Yes.
and all the people who are the loudest about this, they can't even control their own cities. Like you get these
At all.
politicians in these blue cities who are like, we need gun control. It's like, you can't even do it in your own city. How do you think you're going to do this on a national scale?
Lori
Prohibition has
Lightfoot-
never worked.
Lori Lightfoot is, representing Chicago and whatnot. I'm sitting here like, isn't Chicago like one of the most dangerous cities in America? And you're talking about taking the guns off the streets. You're not gonna find the guns that you want to take off the streets. You're just gonna find the ones that are registered. You fucking moron! Get out of the way! Like
She can't be killed. She's already dead. She's literally a walking corpse. So you can't kill what's already been killed. So
no, that's Nancy Pelosi.
Double tap.
No, this one's a
oh,
dead
Skeletor.
fish.
That's right. I get them mixed up.
And the one thing too that you see, was so 2 weeks ago it was the abortion debate, right? My body, my choice. If you outlaw
Except for
this, people will still
vaccines.
get it illegally.
Mhm.
And every single 2A person is going like, yeah, we know that if you outlaw this, people will still get it illegally. That's what we've been saying. But now we're right where, because their guns guns kill people. People don't kill people. I'm always staring at my gun, making sure it doesn't pop up and shoot me in the face.
No, you're wide enough. You'll be fine.
One of my favorite movies is Money Talks. I keep telling people this all the time. Actually, it's like my favorite movie of all time. Just because it's hilarious. Chris Tucker and Charlie Sheen. But like there's a famous line in that movie. It goes, "Guns don't kill people. Stupid motherfuckers with guns kill people." Yep. That's pretty much what it is. Like
100%.
Like I own a gun. It's in a lake some fucking where, but I own one. I think I'm sure of it. But like, at what point in time? The only time that I would actually need to pull that trigger, if I had said gun, is if I was, neutralizing a target. If the target just so happens to stop breathing, hey, you shouldn't have attacked. That's all it is. But like, I'm not going out looking to kill people. I'm not going out trying to find a reason to instigate something to kill somebody. It's not in the nature of your average person. So let the average person defend themselves from the people who will do that shit.
Yeah.
Well, people are under the false idea that you can completely eliminate gun violence. They think you can completely eliminate like suicide or all these different things. That's what I feel like. That's like that's what the left operates under. Is like, oh, we're just gonna get rid of the guns so that no one will get killed. It's like, are you insane? Like,
it's impossible.
No one wants anyone to get killed, but like you're just not going to eliminate the crime. We can minimize it. And like, I say day after day, week after week, like the solution to this is it's not in the hands of politicians. It's in the culture. Like the best gun control one can have, I tweeted this today, is a solid family unit.
Mm-hmm.
A mom and a dad talking to their kids, understanding the value of human life, being there for them, nurture them, love them. Like
exactly.
Even that is not foolproof. Even then, people will fuck up and screw up, and there's just going to be someone who just doesn't get it, and they go off the rails. And it sucks, but you can maximize the potential of good, of just goodness in the world by doing that. But no one ever wants to hear that because it's too much work. They'd rather have some idiot in Washington try and legislate.
That's the easier option. We'll go with that one. Do I have to do anything? No, they can do it. Sweet. Cool. Can I still virtue signal though?
This shit's a damn sham when you have like dumbasses like Ethan Klein out here saying, well, why would I need to the politicians or the president or whatever? They do all the thinking for me. It's like, no, dumbass. That's why you're in the situation you're in now.
Yet he still owns firearms as well. Don't let him fool you with that. Yeah,
I'm sure of it.
No, he's got 2 registered shotguns to him.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And long hallways in his house, which is a smart thing to do. If you're going to do it, don't get something with a scatter shot. That's definitely going to hit them.
God, I don't know. Like I said, that's my solution to this, to the gun issue. It's like, it's just going to take a while. It's going to take work. I know a lot of these smooth brains don't have the ability to, but I don't know any other solutions. I don't trust anyone else to make the right choice. I certainly don't trust the government to take guns and allow them to have the guns, because that's everyone's solution. Take everyone's gun and just the military gets it, just the police get it. Like, are you nuts?
That makes no sense.
Scariest, the scariest option I've ever heard of.
The only thing I see coming out of that is, one of the things for sure that I see coming out of that is increased violence, because people know, oh well, if by chance you happen to take every single gun in existence off the streets, like even the illegal ones, you get every gun off the street and police force, then it becomes an authoritative state pretty much at that point in time. Or you do what we say or we shoot you. And if it doesn't come to that and they just so happen to stick to their word and they just defend and stuff like that, you still have people getting stabbed, you still have people getting raped, you still have people getting their necks broken, you still have people getting curb stomped. Like, violence doesn't
it's super easy to make homemade explosives. You can
Exactly.
3D print a gun now. Like if you legitimately removed every single gun from the hands of the people tomorrow, in about a year's time, you'd have essentially the same amount of deadly weapons in the same amount of hands because now more people would want them.
Yep.
Right. And people talk like as if the United States exists in a vacuum. Like, oh, we're just going to take everyone's guns away in the U.S. Well, what about the rest of the world? Like, we have open borders on the north and south of us. Like,
China's
people are
eating
getting
our
stuff
lunch.
in here. Right.
Yeah, not only that, but when we left, where was it? We left when Biden took all the troops out. Where was that?
Oh, Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
Yeah, we left all our weapons there. We left drones there. You know how many weapons are
Well, I mean, in all fairness, it was only about $380 million worth of warfare equipment.
Oh, that's
Right.
all? That's all? Man, come on. Avengers Endgame made more than that. Like,
It's chump change.
right.
Chump change for the U.S. right? I
It's a
mean,
drop in the
I
bucket
do
for
agree with
Elon
you,
Musk.
Shags. Make swords great again. My brother has like one of those the VRs, and he is doing like research of how to sword fight using that VR. Dude, I'm telling you, like pick that back up.
I'm learning. Like, I'm gonna learn how to do, because like what I do is funny. Like, I have like this little ritual I do every morning. I wake up and I have like a what I like to call my utility pocket. So I have a blade. I have two different size screwdrivers. I have a what do you call that? The a Zippo lighter. I have my Ridge wallet in one pocket. I have my phone in another pocket.
you
I
get
have
a Ridge
pen.
wallet?
Damn. Yes, things are badass. But I'd have like a pen in my pocket. Like, I make sure that I have at least the bare essentials to be able to get me out of like an immediate bad situation. So, like I got out here to Montana and I was just like, you know what? This is a very wooded area. It also can get cold. I would very much rather have something like, to make sure that if a situation does pop up, I'll be able to keep myself safe for the time being. So I have, my essential. I have my utility pocket. I like to consider myself a low rent Batman in that aspect. We're like a low rent Nightwing because he has less gadgets and more charm. But
that's pretty cool. I had a friend who was in jail. He had a utility pocket as well.
Is he still there?
No, not anymore. But his utility pocket fit a lot more the longer he stayed in.
No.
we lost Nogreenrocks. He's down. Man down.
That is it.
Yo, that utility pocket killed me.
It's the most efficient one. His utility pocket got him there in the first place.
Oh, jeez.
His utility pocket got him there in the first place.
Kept him alive for a while.
Mr. Grant Gregory, thanks so much for the 333 tip. Hail the sausage fest of a panel. Thanks, brother.
Nice. No, there's no sword crossing here. We all just like circle jerk outwards.
This is the best panel of white privilege I've ever seen.
Hey, fuck you.
Hey,
You're
sorry,
correct,
man. I'm part Indian. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Hey, I'm
about
part
as Indian
German.
as-
I mean, it works.
You're about as Indian as Pocahontas there.
Damn.
Not that kind
Damn.
of stuff.
Well, I mean, if you look at his avatar, there's more white than black anyway. So I mean, he clearly has a favorite color. So
Yeah, it's whatever that question mark color is. I don't know. It's like that Jewish meme, that Jewish guy meme. It's just playing who could it be?
Emirata, I agree. I think we do need some estrogen. I was trying to think of people to bring on that could load us
All
down
you
with
need to
some
do is
estrogen.
go get a cup of tea. You'll be there's your estrogen right there.
Yeah, feel better, Horror. I heard you weren't feeling too hot, so like.
Yeah, she got the Eldritch. She got the Eldritch sick.
Eldritch flu. Yeah.
The Eldritch flu.
God damn. No, this has been fun, guys. It's a good night.
Yo, thank you for
Absolutely.
inviting me on, dude. I really do appreciate it. It's my first like live stream hanging out with people that I typically watch. So like it's pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah, man. No, I'm trying to diversify the best we can and get some people on and even
I'm
expand
Jewish.
the
You can have
panel.
me. I'll be your Jewish diversity. I'm totally down.
Dude, you've already got it here, dude. I was here before you, so I've already got that covered.
That's a bad thing if you're Jewish because I'm part German.
I naturally
have to put you up against a wall.
Dude, it's fine. I just if you buy me a train ticket, I'm not going to take it. Plain and simple. I'm not going to hop in the shower with you, so we're all good.
As long as you don't send me to camp, I'm good.
No, you don't have to worry about camp. But I am working on a project in the back. It involves stone.
We just want you to learn how to concentrate better, and I think the camp is probably the best place to learn that.
I would go, but dude, the pajamas are just terrible. Like horizontal stripes, so fattening.
You look shorter with them on.
Yeah, but they're vertical, so you look skinny. They're not horizontal.
I was going to say, haven't my people suffered enough?
Oh, are they? Oh, they are. Yeah, they are vertical. They are vertical. That's right.
Oh man. What else? Was there anything? Did I miss anything this week? What I feel like
I don't know if you did, but I mean,
which DC character turned gay this week?
Oh,
all of them.
Poor Bruce.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was.
That shit pissed
so
me off. Like, you know what's the worst part about all of that is that, like, I was reading Batman up to that point. Like, they had gotten rid of fucking Tom King's retarded ass. He's just as dumb as Tom Taylor. And they're giving Tom's a bad name all over the place.
Yeah, I mean,
but
dude, that being said, he did redeem it with one thing. When he pulled it out just before he was gonna fellatio thing, he said, "Do you want to touch my batawang?" So I thought that was pretty cool.
Fair enough. But the thing that bothered me is that I was reading Batman up to that point, they kicked Tom King off and brought James Tynion on. James Tynion, first issue on, just knocked it out the fucking park. I was like, all right, I'm interested again. And then,
what happens when you write two different characters instead of one character that sounds like Tom King, the other one that sounds like Tom King, the third character that sounds like Tom King, and they're all depressed.
Exactly.
Batman.
Fucking Tom King is terrible. But Tynion came on, he pretty much knocked it out the park. And he introduces whatever the other guy's name is. I don't know, Bruce's childhood rival or whatever. Introduces that guy. And it was leading up to something good. And when it stopped, they brought in the fucking future state shit. And future state went as it did. Now we got we got gay Robin, we got gay Superman, Boy Prime, or whatever the fuck they did.
He's bi, but he's only having sex with men. There's a difference.
Bi now, gay later. And then they gave us they gave us black transgender Wonder Woman, and
my name is Bi. I'm like,
see, now
that's a really weird name for it. Yeah,
I'm not even gonna sit here.
Bay or Bi?
I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and fake the funk and saying this. I say this shit on my show as well. I'm a degenerate. I am one hell of a degenerate. I'd go out and see this shit and be like, look what they doing to my look. Now they got this girl this transgender Wonder Woman, Wonder Trans in transient. Just fuck. That's not how it works. Themyscira is a bunch of women. It's women. How now I understand why there's a bunch of women because she's out here fucking them all. Just like Ganondorf to the Gerudo. But pretty much they ended on a good note, and then Future State happened. It went tits fucking up, and then they did some stupid shit, and now Batman now he's locked. He's giving better remise to the guy he was just swearing up and down he didn't want to fight. I get it now. He didn't want to fight him. He just wanted to fuck him.
Yo, the Comic Book Code Authority would be so pissed with this.
Oh, I'm sure they would.
And that's the thing. Even as bad as it's gotten, I do not want any form of Comic Book Code Authority to come back.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
right.
you have people like Rippa, right? He's working on that whole Rippaverse thing, and that in my opinion, that's probably going to change quite a few things because people are going to be like, "Oh, there's good content out there. I'm going to go to that." And there
actually is.
I'm not going to be surprised if it starts to outsell the DC and Marvel at some point.
I'm not at all. It's I'm throwing my hat in the ring as well. It's you got Ethan with Cyberfrog, you got Richard Meyer with Iron Sights and Jawbreaker. You got Tug with his books, you got Flash coming out with a book, you got Eric
Dylan
doing
Draws has
Rippaverse.
got a bunch of stuff coming out at the
Dylan
moment.
Draws
Yeah,
got some
yeah.
stuff coming out. I think Dan Fan's working on
Oh,
doing
shit,
some
I've got
stuff
to
too.
contact him. I haven't got my book yet.
Like everybody's got stuff coming out. I was like, nah, fuck this. I want to throw my hat in the ring too. And that's why, I hate the current Western market, or rather the mainstream Western market, because it's so fucking garbage. Like when my kids,
the characters are still so good. They're putting them in shit situations and they're changing who the characters are, and that's the problem. It's not like they're creating new comic book characters and then we're like, well, that's shit. It's garbage. They're taking something that we love. Like I was just admiring your picture that you got behind you, your Detective Comics 27. The Batman,
that Batman,
to see where that is and to literally where he is now. 80 some years later, like it's not the same character. Also he was also killing a guy in that one, but that's besides the point.
The essence of the people who made it and the characters themselves. I mean, look at Superman, right? You have Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. They immigrants, and they wrote this as a way to kind of express themselves in a world where everything was going crazy. And, they brought hope to a lot of people. And right now, like, it's just there's no hope and there's no enjoyment that, you're getting from reading these comics. That's why, you go to manga and you go to the anime, and the people are drinking that stuff. People love it, and it's for good reason. It's all about growth, and like for example, I'm rewatching Black Clover right now, and the whole point of the show is, fine, I'm not strong, fine, I don't have this, but I'm going to do everything in my power to freaking just try and never give up, and that's the whole point.
The problem I find with all these new iterations of classic characters is they're like we're pandering to the lowest common denominator, and there's like no audience for it. So they all fail, and they wonder what, like they all wonder why. It's like, well, because there's no audience for this. The people who really enjoy these comics, they don't want to see these characters in this way, like because they wouldn't have bought this had it been packaged differently. Had this particular superhero been, I mean, just look at all the, when they were teasing Safe Space and what were those all those like weird
Snowflake and Safe Space.
Yeah, Snowflake.
And the other guy that got his power from internet gas.
Oh, right. Guys, you have to. Oh my gosh! So, I know Tinder and all that kind of jazz, right? You go on there, and sometimes you have conversations with people, and then you match with somebody, and you're like, "Oh, you like comics and superheroes? Cool, that's awesome. What's your favorite? What's your favorite character?" Safe Space, and I'm like, "Oh, bye."
Oh Lord,
yeah.
Safe. That's your.
Did that even get off the ground? I thought that was.
It got vaporware.
Good. That's what I mean. Like, if they had actually made, like, every time they try and do an original character like these, everyone laughs at it. And I'm like, fuck this. There's no way. But so then they hijack, beloved characters and storylines.
The creator of it is a guy who's a multi-millionaire, and he didn't put a cent of his own money into it. That's how much he actually believed in the product.
Yep.
I just saw your message here, Gregory. So I want to thank you for coming on, and I want to keep you. But you're welcome back anytime at all. It's been great talking with you, great meeting you. Do you want to plug anything? Tell us where you're going to be up to, things that people can expect.
So catching Mr. Grant Gregory on any sort of thing. Nogreenrocks, are you doing something with Sir Talks a Lot coming up?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah,
you
were going to be on a channel or something, because I only realized that I know who you were, because it was the Nogreenrocks threw me the name, but when I went and subbed to your channel, I'm like, oh, now I know who you are.
I actually will be on most likely tomorrow with the comics division for the first time.
That's what it is. Yep. Thursday night.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I was going to be on another panel with you. I was just trying to remember which one it was. So.
That'd be awesome. I'll see you later.
Yeah, well, Sir Talks a Lot's on that, so yeah.
Oh, dude, that's crazy. That's awesome, dude. I'm like over the moon excited about it. You should see me at work today. I'm like dancing around. I'm like, hold up, Shags, what's up? Oh, and like it was crazy, man. I got out of work so quick, it was nuts.
You weren't wearing that monkey mask, were you? Though?
Oh no.
Oh, you should have.
No, man. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's gay. I'm just saying it looked like a little bit of like haram gay or something like that.
Harambe. That's what that
Yeah.
was.
Harambe.
Yeah, babe. I also sent you a Ko-Fi as well, buddy. So
Yes, I appreciate it. Thanks, man.
yeah, you have a good one, and yeah, it was awesme talking to everyone, and I'll catch you later.
For
Cool.
sure.
Yeah, see
Have a
you
good
later.
Take it
man.
easy, buddy.
No, that's awesome. Really glad he was able to come in. Very, very awesome show today. But yeah, I'm just chilling right now. I'm not ready to quite go. You guys still good on time? You guys?
Yeah,
I
dude.
am.
I'm just excited to be here, man. I'm probably not going to sleep all night.
Hey, look, I'm just happy to be here, man.
Right.
I also got to work on some things with the the whole memeing stuff. Make sure you watch Friday Night Tights tonight, or not tonight, on Friday.
On Friday.
Yeah, because dude, the memes coming out of that. I mean, last week, did you see the craziness that was happening?
I didn't. I was so last week was it was nuts last week. So I missed it, unfortunately.
I mean, I created the Legion like right after, just because it was the memes were incredible. And like afterwards we were like, yeah, we all got to pass out for tomorrow's show. I'm like, wait a minute. What's tomorrow's show? They're like Flashcast, dude. I'm like, oh God, we got to get ready for that one too. Dude, it's awesome, man.
Yeah, who's on Friday Night Tights this week? Have they announced yet?
I don't know. I think if you check Perry's Twitter, you might see something. They only typically, I mean, at least from as far as I'm aware, they haven't been giving out the guests. Otherwise, I would have made memes like mad quick for them.
Right.
Sometimes I like the surprise, like they just keep it to themselves, and Perry has the insight, and then he just puts out a video for it.
Yeah, dude, that dude is a god.
Oh yeah, Perry is a beast of a different dimension or something like that. Like the man blast out a nice clean ass video within like an hour and a half of like breaking news.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of insane, that guy.
I mean, like honestly, when it comes to like creations, like he's my Wizard King. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to get there one day, bro.
I get that.
I mean, him and Lofty are just.
Yeah, Lofty's another one who's a different kind of beast. Like Lofty knocked something out of the park real quick. Perry knocked something out real quick. Who else? There are other.
Steven Crowder's voiceover.
Oh, God, who is that?
Yeah, he's the I think he's the new guy for the Quartering. Let me just check his Twitter.
Oh, okay. Is he? Huh.
Yeah.
It's not. No, not. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it says video editor for the Quartering.
Oh.
On his Twitter.
Who, Lofty?
No, Steven's voiceover.
Oh.
Steven voiceover, excuse me.
Steven voiceover.
Okay. Here's a question for you guys.
I'm not sure who that was, but go ahead.
I'm interested to know, are you guys going to be watching Kenobi? Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Dude. With the leaks that came
Absolutely
out, are you
not.
kidding me? I mean, sure, it'll be great for the meme material, but like, I'm not going to waste my time with that crap.
The only reason I'd have to turn it the main reason I'm turning it down is because I'm not a fan of the idea that Obi-Wan was actually out still getting work done after Order 66. Like, I was always under the impression that after Order 66, every Jedi that could escape got out.
And they
so like Yoda went to Dagobah and just stayed there. Padme got flown off to Alderaan. Luke got flown off to Tatooine, and Obi-Wan went to Tatooine as well to become like, a hermit that just regretted, not being there for not being there for Anakin in the ways that he should have, kind of thing. like I was always a fan of that idea, a man who lives with regret, but still has an obligation to make sure that the force is as balanced as possible, or is.
I mean, they created their own, like they exiled basically themselves as well. They were like, listen, we screwed up, so like let's just stay away from everything. This is our penance for it. I thought that I thought that was a really good kind of
it falls in line with. It falls in line with my favorite kind of storytelling, which is like the fall of utopia. Like you have a society or a civilization that's thriving, and because of one corrupt person or one bad decision or something like that, it ends up just crumbling under their feet and things just fall apart. And then a redemption arc or start up from there or something to that degree. Mm-hmm. And it's just like trying to pull back the pieces to make it as coherent, or not coherent, but as copacetic as it could be with whatever remains, kind of thing. Like I'm a fan of those kind of story beats, like the rise and fall, the redemption arc and stuff like that. It's compelling to me.
Right.
So like when whatever they're doing with Obi-Wan, like they're I'm not sold on that at all.
Also, Disney, man, they're gonna be like, look how many people viewed it on the first couple of days. It's amazing, and then like the viewership is gonna drop, and everybody's gonna still be bragging about how many people watched it. But how many people are gonna go rewatch it after they've seen it once?
Yeah, I don't know. My thought was like I'll probably just hate watch it and cover it with some videos.
Hey, do it.
Hey,
what's
man,
going on?
As the fellowship says, monetize the haters. Just put out the content. People will enjoy.
Become the American version of heel versus babyface for us, please,
bro. Yeah.
I see. That's the thing. I sat through a lot of Batwoman as well. It was just like
God.
I was like, I just need to see how bad this is, and I felt. It was so weird to watch a show be that bad. I'm like, who's watching this and enjoying it? And like, I can't wait for next week. Like, this is so bad.
Probably about like 300 plus people. More than Naomi, I can give you that. More than Naomi, less than Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Legends for like the first season, and then I just watched it as a chore just so I can finish the day, just finish the story, and then it became like, I don't know, like. Fine, I was smoking weed, but like, come on, dude. I wasn't enjoying it.
Well, that's how The Walking Dead became for me. Like
absolutely.
I got to like season 9, like right after they killed Glenn. Like I watched most of that season, but then like towards the end, I was like, this is just, I can't. The writing is so bad. Oh no, maybe I finished that season because I think Carl died at the end of that. Right? Mm-hmm. Carl dies at the end of that season. Like
I stopped watching when the guy killed his mom. I was in the jail. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm not watching it anymore.
Yeah, like it just got to a point where I was like, I can't do it anymore. It's like the writing is not good. The characters are just so different from where they started, and not in a good way. And they totally like they just ignore like the comics were halfway decent.
The comics are pretty good. I would say, like with me, like after the first season, I was like, okay, I understand what they're going for with this. Second season just kind of felt samey. Third, fourth, like I stopped watching when they killed Noah. Like that he was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah,
it's funny. A lot of people, because I was talking with Amarada about this as well. It's like Noah is one of my favorite characters, and she was like, I don't remember Noah, and I was like, the kid who played Chris and Everybody Hates Chris. Yeah, him. He was growing up, and like he was a decent voice of reason, and he ended up dying because some punk bitch decided that he wanted to live, even though he would have been all right as soon as they brought the tank around. But like it bugged me to no end. I was like, you're killing off like not just reasonable characters, but characters that can evolve into like fan favorites in a way. So like at that point in time, I was like, all right, I get it. I'm out of here. I don't care about Daryl Dixon. I don't care about Michonne. Like I like Rick. I like Rick enough. Rick I like enough. Carl was okay, but then people are like, "Oh no, Carl's annoying." This, that, and the other. And I was like, "All right, well, I mean, I think he's cool, but Coral." But like,
yeah, that's
like,
literally all I think about now when somebody says Carl. Like, I can't take anybody seriously named Carl anymore.
Also, what is everyone's fascination with Norman Reedus in that show? Like
I have no idea.
He doesn't do anything. He just stares and
anything. He rides a motorcycle.
Yeah, and his hair is in his face the whole time. He uses the most impractical weapon ever. Like
the crossbow.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, but like he's a very uninteresting character, and like his weird relationship with Carol, like that never goes anywhere, but it kind of does. And now there's like they were doing an offshoot show, I think, with them, and I think she backed out, so I don't think they're doing it anymore. It's just weird. I
like the concept behind me. Sean is like, she has two zombies with like no jaw because then they can't bite down on anything, so you can't get infected. Okay, cool. They also mask her scent when she's around zombies. She has a silent weapon to kill anything that gets too close. Cool. I get it. That's a pretty strong survival tactic. I still don't like her character. I'm not a fan of, like, I will give credit to, like, for example, like if anybody's followed like the Scream series, like the movies and stuff, Officer Dewey, David Arquette's character, like he's alive by sheer luck. And then he, spoiler alert, dies in the most recent movie. Like,
bummer.
Yeah, it's the dumbest thing. And I was sitting there like, you said what?
He was on borrowed time though. Dude got stabbed in the back and
for sure.
Scream 2.
For sure. Yeah, for
Scream
sure.
1, sorry.
Like, but like he pretty much survived on luck this entire time. It's like, all right, he died, but I can understand his whole situation. Like he's surviving on luck. This whole The Walking Dead, what they're doing with that shit is they're surviving on script. I hate that. I hate when it's scripted. I hate when you're pretty much plot armor to hell and back. I hate plot armor.
People just don't know how to end a show. End a show while it's on the high. Like, honestly, look at Game of Thrones, for example, man. It was a cultural phenomenon, dude. Everybody would get together and be like, all right, you ready to see this? Don't tell me what happened. I'm excited. Dude, I was in the shower when my brother first saw the Red Wedding, and he was screaming bloody murder. I like ran out of the shower, covering the certain parts that I need to cover. I was like, did somebody die?
All right, so your shoulders and your arms, I get it.
And he was like, yo, just watch. And I'm like, I'm not going to watch right now. And then afterwards, I was like, oh, man, what? Dude, this is some good stuff, dude.
But know why? You know why that was? Is because, I mean, you're watching the slow death of television because they went from having material from an actual writer and talented writer to trying to take on like ending the show because they didn't have there's still no source material for the ending of that show, so they made it up. And because I think the books end essentially with like John coming back to life, or no, he doesn't even come back to life in the show or in the books. It ends with him dying, and then the next book is all about like Daenerys over the sea and coming to planning her trip over. So it's like they tried to make it all up. So they had all this rich lore before, nothing to end it. And what they did was, it was like the beginning of that like woke shit where like, oh, we're gonna just make this a totally obscure character who's never met the Night King before, kill him. Like,
I still got to give a shout out to those to the people who worked in like the the CG and the extras and all the actual like choreography that was done. Like, these people really do a good job at what they do, but at the end of the day, when you put out the show, it's just absolute garbage. These people's work just goes down the drain as well. And it kind of makes me sad because people really work hard on these things.
Yeah.
I was about to say, what a good series, like a good series, recent series, as a matter of fact, Daredevil. Netflix's Daredevil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like that First off, perfect casting when you had Charlie Cox as Daredevil.
Yeah.
Vincent D'Onofrio played the most convincing Kingpin of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, he's great.
Ooh. Gave you
It was like,
goosebumps, man.
exactly, like he chewed up the scene whenever he popped up, and it was great. It was him and Daredevil. Whenever they popped up, just chewed up the scene. The guy who played Stick also chewed up the scene. Loved it. Like everybody, even Elektra, she annoyed you. She annoyed the fuck out of you the way that Elektra would.
Yeah. Well, I said too. Oh, go ahead.
I was about to say, and it ended as it should. Season 3. Perfect. Right there. Leave it as is. He fights Kingpin, doesn't put him down, and it's right there. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. Because that's Daredevil's code. He doesn't kill.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, that's fucking sold. But, the rest of that shit was just not all that great.
Right. No, it's weird. And I was saying too in my Friday show that like we were discussing Moon Knight. And I was like, man, if they had just done this show in the same tone as like Daredevil and Punisher, it would be a complete. I mean, the writing was still shitty, but like, right. But this show is way too bright to be Moon Knight. Moon Knight's such a dark character.
It is.
And
Moon Knight is pretty
monotone. Disney fans just gobbled it up. There was no like constructive criticism from like people who like the character and are watching the show and like Disney. They could have said like, hey, I like the character, but this is an issue. Like nobody's speaking out. The only people that are speaking out are people like Shags and like like the YouTubers, like the people that like YouTube has become the new home of actual good content.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's that people are passionate about things, like all these content creators who speak on these shows or books or whatever, like they're invested, hours, years, months, whatever of time spent learning these characters and falling in love with the lore and the worlds that were created by these extremely talented writers, artists, whatever. And now Disney is taking it and they're like it's like resurrecting a dead corpse and like, but the only thing that's left is like there's like half chewed, regurgitated skeleton, and it barely resembles the things it was. And we're probably going to see that with the Lord of the Rings stuff. The Wheel of Time was like that. The Wheel of Time was like, I didn't even finish the last episode because it was so bad. Like, I mean, the CG looked bad, the costumes were bad. It just looked like a cheap knockoff. Like I pulled a box set out of a $2.50 bin at Walmart. It was so bad.
That's the same thing I'm saying. Like, especially with like video games and stuff like The Last of Us 2. Turn it pretty much every prominent male character dies or is emasculated.
Yeah.
The same thing happens with Horizon Forbidden West. Like, the men are pretty much put down or killed off or or something like that, and the women are propped up, mainly Aloy. It's like it doesn't bother me if a female character is is shown to have that growth, to be greater than what the world would normally allow them to, but let them work for it is my thing. But like more to the point, like that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm so upset with what they're doing with with Dungeons and Dragons, for example. Like ever since the rise of I want to say, well, 5th edition kind of popped off, and ever since the rise of Critical Role, everybody's just it's just become like the biggest snooze fest. Like everything is now easy mode and stuff like that. Like you can create a damn near busted character at level fucking 2. It's stupid. I hate it. I'm just sitting here like this is one of the reasons why. And it got worse when Gary Gygax passed and Ernie Gygax brought back TSR. His son brought back TSR and did this interview where some words were exchanged. Not bad words necessarily. He was saying that people in his camp are getting flack for something that they had no claim to. Thanks, dogs. That they had no claim to, and like now Ernie gets kicked off of Twitter, and I don't know if he's still part of TSR, but like you don't hear anything from him anymore. And now Wizards of the Coast just recently bought they recently purchased the licensing for D&D Beyond. So now that's going to become a shit show. And it bothers me because all of the shit that they've been putting out recently has been nothing but easy mode and just LARPing. I don't want to just LARP. I want to create characters that compel the world that they exist in. I want to create characters and even like settings and stuff that bring in an audience for good storytelling, for good game. I want to pull up to a dragon and be able to like kill it in like 3, 4, 5 turns. I want that shit to be a slog. It's a fucking dragon. Let it be a fight. Let it. For example, I just recently, because I'm running Tomb of Annihilation with Amarada, her cousin, and one of our friends. There's 3 of them. They fought a troll, and a troll has a challenge rating of 5. Like I did the math and stuff like that. It was supposed to be a deadly encounter. They beat it in 1 turn.
Really?
In 1 turn. Now, granted, it was a sneak attack, and then a crit, and then a crit, and then a crit, and then a crit, but they still killed it in 1 turn.
Yep.
And to me, that makes no sense. I understand, and the circumstances as it is, the dice happen to fall on a bunch of crits. Cool. But it makes no sense that fight, just a deadly encounter, was wrapped up in a single turn. Because like D&D as it is too easy. This is one of the reasons why I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna design my own game with blackjack and hookers. Matter of fact, forget the board game.
Like more fun than me, man.
But like pretty much like that's what I'm doing. Is like I want to bring back some level of like involvement. And it's something. One of the things that I was talking about with Eric, for example, Young Rip 59. For those that don't know, go follow him. But one of the things that I was talking to him about is like he said, when it comes to like the kind of games that he likes to play, he wants to be able to have a character that he can like continue to build on until his death, until the character's death, or until Eric's untimely demise, because at some point in time everybody will go. But like I want that same thing. I want people to be able to build on that same character until they're content with that character. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do with this with my tabletop game. And like it's one of the things, like I guess if I were going to promote it a bit, the prestige system, what it does is like you get to the max cap for your character. You can prestige, go back to level 1 with like slightly boosted stats and a couple of perks from your previous level, previous I guess setup, and then start from level 1 again, and then you can go through that process over. So essentially, you can keep prestiging until you pretty much have every fucking perk.
Wow,
that sounds awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Like, have you put out anything yet for it?
I have not. The most that I've been doing so far is just kind of like brainstorming stuff, mainly because I don't have the money to fund that shit right now. But what I am doing is like I'm doing like concept art and stuff like that for different monsters and different how like certain classes and stuff will look. So like what it is like what I have right now is like there's 5 classes and 4 subclasses for each one. And then I have like 8 different types of monsters, and I haven't even I haven't even finished the different types of monsters that'll pop up. But like I'm trying to put out like bit by bit as it goes, and once that actually pops off, well, what I want to do is like get some kind of notoriety, and then once people go, oh yeah, we'll fund that sounds like fun, fuck D&D, we're gonna throw money at you. I'm like, oh hell yeah, it's time.
Honestly, you should, like, in my opinion, like put stuff out and like do, like, I wouldn't even wait for that. I mean, obviously you want the notoriety and like people to know, but for your own sake, like putting this stuff out when it's like ready and available, like even if it's like, I mean, even the very first iteration of it, like it might suck. I mean, the concept is there and everything sounds great, but the initial rollout might be okay. It might not be totally grabbed on, but then you can start really, like, people can start playing it and trying to understand it and find good ways. And then you can, then it becomes like, well, that's first edition, then second edition. You know what I mean? You're keep iterating. But yeah, man, I wouldn't be afraid to put that out, man. That it's what you're doing.
Hyping that. You gotta start hyping that stuff. Put out like different, like, short clips of your different characters and be like, yo, this character is this and that, and just get that hype going. And then once it comes out, dude, it's gonna blow up.
Right.
Oh, look, absolutely.
We got 3 already. You got Nogreenrocks talking about it, Sun Tzu, and Space Zombie. They're ready.
It's time. It's time. I'm definitely gonna be working on some stuff, but I gotta go because Amarada is sick and she wants to lay down, and I'm in the room.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap that up because your boy Shags here needs to go to bed as well. If you need anything, if you want to plug anything else, go right ahead. Let us know what we're doing and what to expect from you.
Me?
Yeah, if you have anything else you want to plug.
Oh, yeah. I have comics I'm working on as well. So there's going to be the one comic I'm currently drawing, and there's going to be a comic that's going to kind of promote itself alongside the tabletop game. Then there's another comic that I'm kind of like I have on a back burner because I don't have time for it right now. But like another comic that like I'm just I guess I don't know. I'll probably put out at some point or maybe publish it under somebody. I'm gonna see if like Eric will strike up a deal with me. I'm like, hey, dog, like I know you said Rippaverse is gonna be primarily your own ideas, and eventually you'll bring other people on. I'm just gonna leave this one right here in the inbox for whenever you're ready to start bringing people on. I got like 5th dibs. So, aside from, comics that I'm working on and the tabletop game I'm working on, I'm also running a YouTube channel. Go follow me, Sheepsidian. Also on Twitter, even though I'm currently shadow banned, follow me anyway, Sheepsidian. And on Twitch, I'm going to get back into playing video games. I have to put my show on hiatus for a while, just until I get things ironed out. But I'll be playing video games for like, a couple hours out of maybe like Monday and Wednesday. Nice. Well, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because Thursday through Sunday is like Amarada's stream, and our shit tends to overlap a lot. So, no, just follow me: Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and stuff like that, and just you'll catch me staying as up to date as possible on shit whenever I can get to it.
Nice. Nogreenrocks, thanks for being a guest today on short notice, but we have you, I think, in 2 weeks as well as a guest again. So make sure you stay up on that.
Oh, for sure, dude. I'm jacked, man. I'm absolutely hyped.
Nice. You got anything you want to plug for anyone?
I have my YouTube. Unfortunately, I haven't been putting out news like I typically do, just because I work a lot. But Friday night tights, I'm always putting out memes and all that stuff, so be sure to check those out. And tomorrow I'm going to be on Comics Division stream, which is just absolutely incredible to me, so be sure to check that out.
Nice. And you know me, guys, I'm just keeping up with the news. I'm talking shit on Twitter. All my links are down below. I've sort of curbed my Twitch streams a bit. I'm not doing them quite as much. I've been concentrating on putting content out on my YouTube channel. This week, we have the first 2 episodes of Kenobi that I'll be hate watching, and doing some commentary on that. I've been watching the 3rd volume of Love, Death, and Robots, and I have a couple of videos planned for some really, really good content that's come out on there.
Nice.
Yeah, man, I love that. I love that series. It's there's a lot of good writing in there. And David Fincher directed one of the videos in there. Bad Traveling. It's actually the video that I'll be doing this week. And then Friday night we have the Midnight Oil, 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We're going to be talking a bunch of stuff this week, probably again about some Kenobi. We might even touch on Stranger Things because that comes out on Friday as well. There's so much stuff coming out this week. But that's really all I got, guys. Thank you for tuning in once again, and thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Mr. Grant Gregory, for hanging out. He also sent a couple of tips tonight to support the stream. Really, really awesome dude. So make sure you follow him. I will update the description with all the links, but all of our normal links are down below. Please check us out. But until next time, we are out of here.
Play
Thanks,
that
friends.
funky intro or outro.
Here we go.